Good morning. This is JahLogic, and you're watching the Morning Rant. And with me, I have my co-host, Schoolboy.
What's up?
What's good, Schoolboy? Mocha, Queen Mocha in the house.
Hey, guys.
Hey, and Stephon. What's up, player?
Good morning.
Good morning. And we starting out the day bright and early. Well, we're not early. We're a little late compared to the time we usually like to get on. But we already have a live chat in the audience. And this chat is a little weird. This comment is a little weird. I'm going to put it on the screen. From Miss Ravioli. Miss Ravioli says, "What happened to you reaching out, JahLogic?"
Early.
Wow, Miss Ravioli, I hope you didn't just say that and hop out the chat. Miss Ravioli, I found your IG, I found your Facebook, I found your YouTube page. If anybody's confused, and I will address this, I reached out to Miss Ravioli. Yes, thank you. Internet right there is the chat next to that came out. Yeah, even Internet knows because we all watch your video, Miss Ravioli. Internet says he reached out, Miss Ravioli. I even checked out your page. So, and then Miss Ravioli says, "Good morning." So if anybody didn't see episode 17, Miss Ravioli was very vocal about some of the things that was said. I don't think she caught everything that was said. But good morning to you, Miss Ravioli. And I'm just going to go ahead and read the inbox that I sent to you since you were so adamant about stepping to me already early in the morning. Where's this inbox? Here we go. I sent out a lot of. Here we go. So your IG, Miss Ravioli, is R2P2 underscore. R2P2 underscore. And I sent you a message yesterday from Rant Podcast Studio. And also, let me be clear, I asked you to reach out to me. I was not supposed to reach out to you. I told you both of my Instagram pages, and you were supposed to reach out to me. I'm the one with the show. You're the one that wants to get on the show. I'm the one producing the content. You're the one who wanted to comment on the content and or react or work with us on the content. So anyway, on the Instagram page, R2P2 underscore, I sent you a message from Rant Podcast Studio on IG, and I said, "Hello, you never contacted us /me. If you still would like to appear on the show, The Morning Rant, tomorrow, feel free to respond here." So you never contacted me, Miss Ravioli. You never contacted me. And you go on to say YouTube canceled my, I guess, I don't know what and then you go, "I'll go first" page. Okay, that's fine. But we went to the page that you're on now, went to the Instagram that you have under there. We went to your website. We showed that your last show was over a year ago. And we tried our best to reach out to you. You say also that current page is not where my work was held. I did reach out to you from my Miss Ravioli Insta page. Miss Ravioli, I didn't receive a message from you on JahLogic nor at my page, Rant Podcast Studio. So I don't know how you reached out to us, but I never received any message from you. And if you want to tell me which page I should be checking for this message, I will gladly look for it. We would have loved to have you on this episode. But once again, on the page that you're on now, I went to the Instagram that's in your description in the last video you did over a year ago. And it looks like you do need production help. So you need to holler at us. All right. So I'm definitely not going to talk too much about the content that I saw. We definitely don't want to discourage you. We want you to see you, we want to see you grow. We want to see you do more work. However, you did not reach out to us. Let's not go there. So I reached out to you. You did not reach to us. And if that's your new Instagram page, put it in the description and I'll look for that page and we can try to start off on a good foot next week. And you said, I believe I sent the message to JahLogic. No, you didn't. And it's Jah_Logic. Look in the description and you will see that my Instagram page is Jah_Logic. So maybe you send it to the wrong JahLogic. And I will look for your Instagram, Jah_Logic. Please do your due diligence, just as we did when we looked at your page, looked at your video, looked at your website, and went to the Instagram page in your description. Look at the description in this actual video, and you'll see my exact Instagram page, and you'll see that you did not send me anything. You probably sent it to the wrong JahLogic, and he's probably like, "Who is this person?"
That's this.
Anyway, we're gonna kind of start off. We're gonna start off. Okay, you know what? Let's end the Miss Ravioli topic with Antoinette's comments. She says you have a great cause going on, and I support it, Miss Ravioli. Yes, we at the Ranters Union do support your cause, and I hope that what I did see you say in the video that you did over a year ago was you was obsessing about the equipment that you didn't have. And what I will say to you is start with where you're at. Just start with where you're at. You know what I mean? And keep it going. The last show you did was over a year ago, and you really don't have to obsess over what equipment you don't have. Right? That vlog you did, you could do that every day in your car. You know what I mean? And the people that will watch will watch. And if you need help with your website, I know some website developers as well.
Yeah.
Moving forward. Good morning, schoolboy. How's your day going, bro?
Hey, man. Good morning. Like I said, man, the kids in here on school, and it's go time, man. We're in coronavirus 2020. Right. We got the first Indian Jamaican vice president candidate in the world. Mm-hmm. There's a whole lot going on, man.
It's a whole lot going on. Yep. Steph, how you doing?
I'm blessed this morning, man. Good to be here as always. Just ready to get to the show, man.
No doubt. Saving the best for last. Queen Mocha. How's your going?
I'm good, guys.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
No doubt. Brooklyn Honcho says, good morning, everyone. Good morning to Brooklyn Honcho.
Good morning.
Thanks for pulling up. So yeah, we're going to kind of start off a little bit where we left off yesterday. And we're going to speak about, we spoke about abuse. We spoke about parents in Hollywood, parents in the entertainment industry, not taking care of their children, not properly protecting them. So we're going to kind of like continue that where it left off. And we're going to go on a topic that's not necessarily the newest topic, but there's some updates in the topic. So we're going to take our time. We're going to run through it. And we're going to first talk about what prompted this discussion. And what prompted this discussion that we're about to discuss is the fact that Lauryn Hill's daughter is on one right now. She's definitely not feeling her parents, and just to say the least. And she did a 2-hour rant that is all over the internet. And she basically accused her parents of basically having a dysfunctional home, which is not a crime. But then she says that she was abused, I guess, physically abused in this video. And we're going to read the article that speaks on it. I'm not going to play the video because, like I said, it's 2 hours, and we probably get a few quotes from it. And this comes to us from Vlad TV. This article comes to us from Vlad TV. C. Dot, salute. Good morning, C. Dot. Redemption Song 76. Salute to the Union Rep. Redemption Song 76. And Miss Ravioli says, please stop saying over a year ago. YouTube terminated my brand channel with over 150 current videos. I'll read to Jah_Logic instead of JahLogic. Okay, salute. I'm just telling you what I saw on the page that you're on now.
Got that raw content.
Got that.
It's too hot for YouTube.
Too hot for YouTube. We know all about that here at the Ranters Union. So you definitely need to check in. Maybe we can help you with that. Anyway, Lauryn Hill's daughter, Sila, details father's absence and mother's discipline. And I'm going to read the actual article that details some of the things she said. And I'm going to talk about what I heard. I know Schoolboy listened to the video. He can enlighten us as well. The article says, on Monday, Lauryn Hill and Rohan Marley's daughter, Sila, opened up about her relationship with her parents during her 2-hour Instagram live. Sila revealed the trauma she endured growing up with a father who wasn't around and a mother who used spankings as her way of discipline. Honestly, guys, I'm just hurting. I can't even front that I'm not, she said. I've been hurting for so much of my life, and so much of my life has been me avoiding how much I'm really hurting just from the circumstances. They quote Sila saying, they say Sila referred to her mother as an amazing woman, but also angry. She would spank us to no avail, Sila said. She was just very angry. So angry. She was literally not easy to talk to. And then half the time, we didn't live with her. I lived with my grandparents half the time. She admitted that the physical discipline calmed down once she became a teenager and is proud of the changes her mother has made over the years. But the 21-year-old also addressed how witnessing her mother and father arguments impacted the way she handles relationships before highlighting her father's absence. Then they quote her saying, and then it clicked again. And I was like, wow, where's my father? Like, where is my father? Sila continued, and I just came to the conclusion of how much of my life I fucked up and how much of me is fucked up simply because my dad just wasn't around. And like there's just a void where there should be a person. And honestly, it's really hard. Neither that's changed. Rohan Marley at the time didn't respond. And at the time, neither did Lauryn Hill, but they both responded. But before we get to their response, I want to talk about what she said and what was heard in the video, because we can't watch the whole video. And I'm gonna start with Schoolboy. Based on what we read and what you saw in the video, what's your thoughts on her take on her parents' discipline and or absence?
Man, so as a parent, I have a certain understanding of it, and then looking at her specifically, it's like, she's a child among 5-6 kids with her mom, who, her mom's situation was pretty precarious and in the public. The fact that she wasn't home, and then she was in jail for a while, and then she's kind of loose with the mental. So she's not going to be the parent that's going to always be around. Then her dad just wasn't there. I get it. Like, I'm thinking about myself when I'm 20 years old and what I was going through, to be 20 years old and always know that you're looking back to your parents and like nobody's stable enough for you to really connect with. And you're in the public eye. There's a lot of, it's a lot there. So I feel for her. But I was impressed by how insightful the commentary was. Like I said, I actually listened to the whole thing. I was kind of listening to it in the background while I was working, and it seems like she's really insightful about what's going on. It's not so much that she's like, I hate these people, or I'll never get over this. She's actually like, yo, I see that there's a problem. I've done therapy and stuff like that. I need to correct the problem. I'm gonna try to do these different things, try not to take out my anger and frustrations on my partner, which is pretty cool for a 20-year-old to say in her situation,
I can concur with that. Mocha, did you see any of these videos? Or
I saw a few minutes of it, and I just felt like, during this Corona time, I feel like a lot of children are reevaluating the way their parents raised them. The older you get, the more realistic, the more like they start to realize what really has been going on or what happened. I, for one, happened.
right,
I've been thinking about that. So it's a tough time. We have a lot of times ourselves right now. We hearing our inner thoughts. We hearing, well, this happened, then why isn't that? Things happen in the future is what's going on because of my past.
right.
So I feel Shorty. She is young. She got a lot of life in front of her. So it could have affected her future or how she views her future and how she views her parents now in the future. So yeah, I feel Shorty, but I also have a baby, and I personally don't beat my child for various reasons. But I did get spankings back in the day. So the way she views it is it depends on how she took it. She took it in a negative way. Like, what her mother did was abuse as opposed to a discipline factor. So I'm on the fence about it.
Right. Steph, you spoke about this on Live and On Point earlier this week with J Doug. It was a lot of healing going on in the chat. I feel like a lot of us in the chat were like, I got abused. I didn't realize it was abuse. But I think J Doug and Steph made a great point when they were talking about like parents sometimes spanking you for what your racist teachers sent home, as feedback of how you was acting in school sometimes. And, sometimes out of anger, sometimes out of embarrassment. Like we came up with a lot of we spoke a lot about spankings in that episode. I think people should go back and watch that episode of Live on a Point 2 episodes ago, basically, on the Rant Junior. But what's your thoughts on it and a synopsis on what she said?
Speaking directly to what she just said in this interview, I like how she liked to gloss over. It's such a key important fact. She said she got spankings a lot when she was younger, but when she became a teenager, she admits the spanking slowed down. Ma'am, that's the point. By the time you 13, these ass whoopings be done deterred you for what to do and what not to do. It just seemed like you said it worked. That's what it sounds like you just said. And now you're upset. And clearly you have a good head on your shoulders because you can evaluate yourself, evaluate situations. You just didn't like the ass whooping. And I'm telling you, the ass whooping ain't never sweet. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing sweet from walking down the street with 3 shoes. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing sweet about it. You know what I'm saying? Your mama done put a foot up your ass several times. It's nothing sweet about it, but you learned.
Right.
Man, it's better spoil a child. This child wanted to be spoiled. It was too many of you to be spoiled. You sound kind of selfish, high-key narcissistic.
Well, she's a woman, man. Like, and women are kind of like that.
Ooh, that's spicy.
It's
real
true.
spicy, school
It's true.
boy.
I'm not trying to hold on.
No, I'm listening to what you're gonna just read.
Yeah, I'm not saying that women are selfish because women are not selfish. They're usually the opposite of that. But I am saying that women are narcissistic, and that's kind of normal. I think that's just human nature. It's just that I think we can see their narcissism, if you want to call it that, which is a pretty strong word, a little bit more than we can see our own. That being said, I am not a supporter of beating your kids. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a big supporter of that. I'm not, past me slapping them on the hand, a little pat here or there. I'm not really gonna be holding up your arm and whipping your ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. Like, the abuse is abuse. You know what I'm saying? And that's, I feel like that is a slave making activity. And that she was spot on when she said that. Like, yeah, that's the kind of activity that I can't condone it, man. Because like what I'll say is this:
parents used to do it really. They used to really be very unique about how they they run whippings. They're very unique. Yeah.
Yo, like I said, it worked for me. I didn't listen when someone said no. You got to show me. Oh no, okay. Well, what's gonna happen if I did do it? You know what I'm saying? You had to show me the consequences. Because verbally, I wouldn't get it. I can't speak for everybody, but that's what worked for me.
Okay. I'm gonna say this. What I don't like about the situation is how the articles reporting on it, the people speaking about it, and we're not gonna make the same mistake because I'm about to say it now. Nobody's talking about how she basically talked about suicide. You know what I mean? Like she didn't just blade out say I'm going to kill myself, but she said she said, and I'm paraphrasing also in the video, that she's scared to end up the same way and that her heart will be hardened. I believe is the word she used. And she said that and if she will end up the same way, she rather just end it now. You know what I mean? So she definitely is in a critical space right now. So ending it now basically is alluding to suicide, and that's just not cool. You feel me? So whatever's going on, she definitely needs to get some help. As far as the whole spanking thing, I kind of concur with, in a way, what everybody's saying. Like I understand it. Like I definitely got spanked as a child. You know what I mean? I feel that my spankings didn't necessarily make me not do certain things, but it made me a little bit more aware of the consequences. And it's sad to say it made me more sneaky about doing shit. You know what I mean? I'm not even going to front. Like I feel like when I was doing dirt as a child, I was more prone to cover that shit up. You know what I mean? As much as you can. You know what I mean? Your parents are always going to know you better than you know yourself. So that the shit is going to come out usually. But at the same time, I don't see myself spanking the shit out of my child neither. You know what I mean? But it's maybe it's situational. Maybe some children are just, if you're raising like a fucking, what was the name of that movie, The Problem Child. I don't know if I remember that movie.
No, you go get her some help. Back in the days they used to give kids a medication at some of the schools. So it's ways around the just taking out the whoop and just whipping them. I for one don't allow my daughter's father to even hit her at all, to even touch her at all.
But you make a good point. I don't mean to cut your wisdom short, part of me, but I know when you say some schools give the children medication. One of my main concerns with disciplining children is that you don't want the world to discipline them. You know what I mean? So I don't believe in a lot of that medication. You know what I mean? I feel like they over medicate our children. So
yeah, they did.
Yeah,
it got out of hand.
Right. I don't want to see children get medicated just because they're active or because they just don't want to listen. I don't want to see children deemed, especially Black children in schools that have teachers that aren't from that community, that just like, oh, I can't deal with this kid. They're out of control. And then next they're in like special classes when they're smart as hell. You know what I mean? Because they have behavioral issues, and you definitely don't want to see a situation where your child is disciplined by the police and or the law. You know what I mean? So you definitely want your children to have some sort of consciousness about that the world is not going to take it easy on you. You know what I mean? Like the world is going to if I don't spank you, the world still will spank you. Like the streets will spank you. You know what I mean? So I'm going to go through some of these comments. Redemption Songs, this is one of the last comments, said, mine instill fear and not the productive kind. Brooklyn Honcho says, a hard head makes a soft ass.
Amen.
Rever Girl Research says, from the 20 minutes that I saw, the young lady was more self-aware and self-reflective than the headlines implied. Now she can heal and break the cycle of dysfunction that her parents were raised from.
Yeah, I believe that as well.
But this one, I believe that too. But this is what I don't like also about the situation. This social media culture we living in. You know, like she could. There's a lot of places she could have revealed what she went through. She could have maybe. She's like when I was her age, I was actually hosting panels already. You know what I mean? Like I think somebody said she was 21. Is she 21?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen,
They were the oldest ones.
yeah, I did my first actual workshop. I'm talking about the workshop I put together, pick people on the panel, etc. when I was 20. You know what I mean? So I think she could have had like a workshop, or she could have had like a healing group.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? I didn't have social media to say, you know, when I was 20, to instead of being productive, to just pick up my phone and just start venting on what I feel the community and or my family need to be doing. So it's like, yo, she went straight to the public and just aired her whole family's dirty laundry out.
And
that's her era. We didn't have that. So you're right when you said it.
And another thing is, you make a good point, Logic. Another thing is, her parents may not have all the money, but they damn sure have resources. She can get you in contact with the right people. You know what I'm saying?
But hold on. One of the things that I think that she was trying to do was to actually showcase that, yeah, I'm Lauryn Hill's daughter. Yeah, my mom sings about a lot of like positivity, et cetera, and healing. And my dad and my grandfather did too. But we're literally all products of single parent households. That's what she was basically getting down to. Like, yo, a lot of people are probably going to feel the same way. And she afterwards kind of talked about how, she actually talked about how like she wanted to launch a program to make a space for other people to kind of let that stuff go. I was just talking to a younger man yesterday, I believe it was, or the day before. And, I was noticing in the conversation with him and some of the stuff that's going on, you got some trauma that you're not dealing with. And he's like, yeah, I'm not really trying to go to therapy like that. I'm like, bro, go to a group therapy. You can go to an AA meeting and just download all that stuff. As much as I think our generation is more like, yo, I'm going to mind my business and keep that to myself. This new generation is like, I'm going to be as open as possible. And get everything I can get from this. You know what I'm saying?
And see if I can get content.
Yeah, I can get the healing and I can make content. It's a win-win. So
yeah, it just makes me curious to, as if, did she want to hurt the parents too versus Hill? You know what I
mean? Probably. She's 20 years old.
All them beatings? Yeah, probably.
Yeah. She wanted to get a little clout off of that.
All right, so we're going to move on. But Internet says Lauryn Hill's daughter is a direct product of a broken black family. Everyone jokes about. Of the broken black family, everyone jokes about. That's a fact. And then I believe earlier somebody else echoed that same point. Redemption Song said the same thing earlier. Said Lauren is batshit crazy, and her and Rohan is a terrible mix. Brooklyn Honcho said that is discipline. And also Mills Lane and Keenan Kong is on the check-in. Salute to the union reps, Keenan, Kong, Mills Lane. Mills Lane had a dope show yesterday. It was crazy. On Thoughts Culture on her. So that was pretty dope. His name of his show is American Culture. So I just wanted to shout that out really quick. And I don't know if I said it already, but C. Good morning. C. From Straight Up Good Morning. Brooklyn Honcho also said Logic on point. Thank you, sir. So now what we all been waiting for is the parents' reply. So let's get into the parents' reply. I don't know if anybody watched or heard or read or whatever what the parents had to say, but I know that's what I wanted to hear. I wanted to hear what since it's all out in the public, we in the social media era, I wanted to hear what the parents had to say. And the first one to respond was the father, who was deemed absentee. So let's see what the Marley has to say. All right. So this article once again comes to us from Vlad TV. Says Lauryn Hill's ex Rohan Marley responds to daughter Sila's IG live, and it went like this. Let me see. The article goes on to say, earlier this week, Lauryn Hill and Rohan's Marley daughter Sila opened up about her childhood trauma, which we know, and the effects that her parents' arguments had on her. Sila also spoke about her father's absence and her mother's disciplinary measures. In response to his daughter's Instagram live session, Rohan Marley has released a statement. And it looks like a short statement or a short version of the statement. So we're going to read the short version of the statement. And he goes, Sila's expression on Instagram is a healing process. He said, he said, it's a healing process for her. Marley said, I'm very happy. Now let me get out of it. Let me stop.
I'm about to say, I don't know if you can keep that up, bro.
Oh no.
Let me try. I'm very happy that she's fearless in her expression. I love her very much, and I do apologize for any contribution I may have added by arguing in front of her as a child. I have grown as a man, as a spiritual being, and a father. I am currently growing, and I will teach my children to always take the higher road in any disagreement. I will be there for her, no matter how many hours, days, months, or years it'll take. I will be the best dad.
Add the sauce.
Well, you're already inside. You might as well just keep going.
Keep going. I will be the best dad I can be. One love. Oh, shout out to him for saying one love at the end. One love.
You know what? The Molly's been spreading them seeds.
All right.
They've been spreading them seeds from the beginning. You know, they have a lot of kids.
I man, spread them seed there. You know, see it? Anyway, no, he ain't say that. He ain't say that a lot.
Yeah, it sound like he's finessing, bro. It shit sound like a finesse, bro.
Sound like a finesse, right? He sound like he tried to Keenan says, "Book."
Pick up yourself.
Pick up yourself, Silla. I man as a father, as a man, as a king. Let me say.
Hey.
You did a good job, Logic. You did a good job.
What's that?
Redemption Song says he pumps
and dumps.
Don't we all?
Hey,
the Molly has been doing it.
In his defense, I have a friend who met Lauryn Hill in the earlier stages of their relationship, and she was flirting with him in front of that man. So we really don't know why he dumped and why he left. But all right, what do we have to say about what do we have to say about Rohan Marley's response?
Who go first?
I'll go because I don't have a whole lot to say about it. Like I said, I mean, I know. Like, hold on one second.
Schoolboy. While Schoolboy handles his. You good?
Yeah, but I know, like, I've been that dude, man. I've been that dude who got a whole bunch to say, and I'm really not trying to stick nothing, but like, you know what I'm saying? Can I get close enough to get the cheeks? I've been that guy. You know what I'm saying? And it sounds from what I'm hearing from that statement, it sounds like, not saying he's trying to get the cheeks for his daughter, not crazy like that, but it sounds like he's trying to finesse. Like, yo,
like he's trying to save face so he can get some more buns out there and spread some more seeds. You saying?
Yeah, and like I'm gonna get close to my daughter. I'm gonna smooth it out with her, and it's gonna be cool. But see, I feel like I don't know this man at all. I don't know nothing about him. I don't know his demeanor and stuff like that. It just from the words, it seems like it's like somebody wrote that for you and they told you to read it out loud or whatever. And so now it's done. You know what I mean? I don't know if how genuine it was, man. We'll see in the coming years actually, because it just is what it is about that family. Their family has been on Front Street from the beginning. We've known about this drama from the beginning. Like, well, maybe the 5 kids came out of nowhere, but the drama was always Front Street. All right. So my ears are tuned. I want to see what happens. I want to see if they're going to like get it together. This is like a real life drama because we all have so much respect for the Marley family and for Lauryn Hill. And we all had so many like great aspirations for their kids. They're not even our family, but I know we all really want to see them successful. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens. Yeah.
He's saving face, his fatherhood face right now. If he had to bring it to underneath her comments or underneath her video, he's definitely trying to say, okay, well, I don't want to be pictured like this as a dad, so I'm gonna say something so for the people. He said it for the people, really. He didn't really say it to her because he would have went straight to her, and then he would have taped it and was like, listen, I got my daughter back. So on screen and off screen, he just wasn't there. We know the Marleys for dropping their seeds, flicking in their sleeves all over the earth, really. You know about women in, Morocco that got kids by possibly a Marley. You just hear it because they just, that's just how the men were, I feel like, in the Marley family. His comeback was just a robot comment. It didn't really affect anything over here with me. It's just, as
Steph,
a single parent.
Steph, your thoughts on
first, your Jamaican accent kind of sound like Malik Yoba on Cool Runnings.
Oh, yo, foul on the play. Foul on the play.
Oh my God. He said that.
I think I'm a little better than Cool Runnings. Come on,
bro. And not Malik Yoba though. Malik Yoba, bro.
Malik Yoba's accent was trash, bro.
No, yeah. Malik Yoba was trash, bro. I can't flex. He was so bad. But as far as the statement goes, I just had to piggyback off the panel, man. Y'all pretty much on. This is a cookie cutter printout comment from an absentee father. I've heard this same comment given to me. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of hollow. It's just politically correct. I mean,
delusional.
Like, if you didn't spend the time with me for the first 18 years, what evidence do I have that you're going to change it for the next 18? And this her case, 21, whatever. But it just rings hollow. That's all.
No doubt.
And it's not that you don't care, but a lot of children are, I hate to say this, but they're out of sight, out of mind. So once you're out the household, it becomes very easy for these fathers to not think about your day-to-day well-being and your day-to-day mental state as the parent when you're in the household. Now, I'm not saying this is an excuse. I'm just trying to give you a rational thinking point. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it's like then they start, and you got to understand, your parents are still individuals themselves. And like Schoolboy said, everybody has a somewhat level of selfishness or narcissism, and just not necessarily crazy with it, but you have to, loving yourself to some degree is, you have to be a little bit selfish, and you start thinking about yourself, and you realize that these parents are just people who had kids, not parents who had kids. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, no one could properly perp you for being a parent sometimes. I mean, most of the time you can't.
Oh no, I'm not making excuses for them. I'm just trying to explain how the deadbeats come about.
Oh, right. I feel because not being present is no excuse for. There's no excuse for that. Yeah, so
Yeah, bro. I mean, I'm in the state of Virginia, and I'm sure that my co-parent probably has a different stance on this, or other people who might be looking from the outside looking in. But just for those of you all going through the whole court and things like that, whenever, two things. Personally, I moved from where I was to here to be able to get closer to my kids, to be able to see them more often. That was really important to me, right? And then second thing is this. When I go to court, every time I say something, I always relate whatever I'm talking about, whatever situation. I did this, X, Y, and Z for the betterment of the children. I made this decision. I said these words because I was thinking about how it would affect the children in this way. That's the opposite. I feel like that's the opposite from what a lot of parents will do who are absentee. They just like, well, I got a kid. I make sure they got money. And, I talk to them from time to time. Those are the type of people who say, hey, man, how's your kids doing? Oh, they're cool. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, not near nothing. Hey, you know, Joe is walking today. Nothing. None of that.
Yeah, like you really don't know what's going on with them. You know,
he definitely didn't say he wasn't an absentee father. So.
Right, and I appreciate him for that. And like Steph was saying, like he could turn out to be the best dad in the world for the next 18 years because he's grown as a man and he's grown as a human being, and so he's better able to relate to his children. But you really can't take away that time that we lost and things like that. Like I said, man, I think that this story is going to have a happy ending because it seems like all the parts are actually trying to do something, if not do the right thing all the way, or they don't know exactly what to do. It seems like everybody's actually like, you know what? Let's re-engage and figure out how to make this thing work.
Hopefully, let's see what the moms have to say. The mom could have just blew it. She could have just blew it. Listen,
man, I was giving her the benefit of the doubt. You got to turn the sand like that.
All right, listen.
I'm about to say it was one part of that made me think this nigga might be full of shit. When that nigga ended it with one love, I'm like, really? Nigga, that's nigga, seriously? For real?
Peace. I'm out. Like, basically, that's what's happening.
Right.
That's a good observation. I guess I got to get my feedback. I was a little wrapped up in how I was saying it, but I think I agree with most of y'all. You know, he didn't give an excuse for being an absentee father. I mean, there is no excuse. He didn't deny it neither. So, salute him for not trying to front. But at the same time, I agree. It does seem a little disingenuous. You know what I'm saying? Like, and me personally, and the point that I agree with the most is what Mocha said, because I'm not somebody who would just take shit to, Instagram. So I would definitely been in her life changing our relationship first. I don't care how I look to the public.
Yeah.
In that scenario is about actually changing our relationship. So, that's where his head should be, not necessarily, giving a public statement so he can continue to save face, so he can continue to, get cheeks out there.
And plant them seeds.
Focus on the seeds you got, bro. So this is Lauryn Hill's response. And it says, once again from Vlad TV, Lauryn Hill reacts to daughter Sheila saying she was beat as a child. And I don't think they say the whole statement. It's a really long response off top, which to me is a red flag. It sounds like she's in her feelings and about her public image instead of once again trying to fix the situation. But let's see what happened. Lauryn Hill penned a lengthy response to her daughter Sila about the discipline she dished as a mother. Sila, they quote her saying, Sila has every right to express herself. I encourage it. But she also got the discipline that Black children get because we are held to a different standard, wrote Hill. The discipline was seen through the lens of a young child who also had no place to reconcile me as a mom. Then she goes on to say, and me as a larger than life public figure. What?
Okay. Sorry. My bad.
It goes, it took me a while to realize that my children and probably everyone who knew me saw me in this duality. To me, I am just me. If I'm guilty of anything, it is disciplining in anger, not disciplining. She continued, my life has been about protecting my children from all kinds of danger, and that's only possible when you protect yourself from the danger as well. Hill also addressed the criticism she received following Sila's graphic retelling. We're both learning and healing, and each of my children has a similar story and journey. All of you in a rush to crucify someone, careful who you string up or nail up.
Oof.
You might have an extremely limited view of the actual reality. Adding, we all hate abuse and exploitation. Sometimes in an effort to fight against it, we can easily become the abuser, the exploiter. And this She capitalizes this, and this is I'm hearing background noise. And this is what we have to watch for. No one is exempt from needing to watch themselves in this way. And then if I skim over some of the part the actual lengthy part, I kind of want to read more of it. She said something to the effect that the toxic venom I ingested for standing on principle and confronting systemic racism for far before it was the thing to say or do. Everything you now celebrate everyone for. The people who called me crazy and have yet to apologize or say, "Oh yeah, we're wrong." Of course, that seeped into my home. It was intended to.
Yeah.
An entire operation trying to break an artist with a voice and knowledge of herself, way ahead of her time, was in motion. So I think we heard enough. I don't think we got to read anymore.
That is she's mad. She's upset.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, man.
And she's talking like she's upset, and she's hurt.
Yeah,
and she's speaking from a place of pain.
Right.
She was going through a lot, and people did call her crazy. She heard it a lot. That industry get crazy. She probably see eyes all over the place, and it just probably bothered her. She went home, she had a drink or she had an L, and she hit her. And what I'm saying, she was disciplining her kids for not picking up the chips on the floor or something like that. And probably even later on in the little girl's future, she still was like kind of giving her this violence. So I mean, she was speaking that cultural stuff. She was speaking that power to the people. She was, but it was something underlying in there.
Yeah, but nobody called her crazy for speaking power to the people. They called her crazy for showing up to some shows late. They called her crazy for you were in Brooklyn, right? For the past however many. They called her. You seen that show she did? I want to say 6 years back. 6 years back. It
was very bad.
What park was that? What's the park with the shows every Monday?
Navy. Was it the Navy Yard?
Not the Navy Yard. The other show is behind the high school.
Boys and Girls. You talking about African Street Festival?
No, not African Street Festival. The one behind the high school in Flatbush. Wingate.
Oh, the gate. Oh yeah, she did go to Wingate. That one was bad.
Horrible. We waited so long, and then she did this crazy rendition of Bob Marley, and
she was hurt. She was hurt.
Bugging the fuck out on that show. So it was appearances like that had people call her crazy. You know what I'm saying? But Schoolboy, let's go back in order. Schoolboy, what's your thoughts on the apology at hand?
Oh man, that was kind of disheartening, man, because I was really expecting or wanting to see everybody kind of on the same page, and it looks like dad and daughter were on the same page. Even if you looked at the video, she was saying, "I just talked to my dad. I'm probably gonna head out there to go stay with him and my siblings." So as much as they might have not the best relationship, and she was like, "I haven't seen him in years" or whatever, they do have communication. It sounds like Lauren, like you said, though, when we talk about the whole, the whole selfishness and things like that, it seems like Lauren's still in that space where she's trying to work out, what happened. Because so much stuff happened in the last 10, 15 years. It seems like she's still trying to work that out because she's upset about people calling her crazy. Well, I'm sorry, homegirl, but you were doing crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so people were calling you crazy. It wasn't like just randomly people running up calling you crazy. And yes, she was a really progressive artist. And yes, I'm sure like the hip hop police or wherever were doing psyops on her and trying to, mess up her brain and stuff like that. I super get that. You know what I mean? But that's not really what's on the table. What's on the table is, how did you treat your children, and what was the effect of the treatment of your children? And why is one of your daughters out here on social media talking about how she remembers you arguing and beating on her? Like, that's the bigger issue. We don't care about, like, when we hear your response, we don't want to hear about the industry. We don't want to hear about the daddy, honestly. But but as much as we know, you have 5 kids with some man, and then y'all don't work out. And then on top of that, he don't want to spend no time with the kids. I'm sure that affected her in a lot of different ways.
I think, not to cut your wisdom short, but I think one of the things she said that alluded to that was that she had to protect herself. I think she was alluding to maybe she kept him away from the kids. I don't know, but good.
It's possible, but either way, man, like I really hope that Lauryn Hill, man, and man, bro, the whole culture been begging her to get her stuff together. We're not expecting her to be perfect, but I think everybody's like, yo, can we get you to a space where we can expect that if we pay for a ticket to your damn concert, you're gonna show up and sing the song right? Like, just as simple as that. You know what I mean? And let us support you in that way. But if you're showing up to the events late, you know what I'm saying? And we can obviously see that your mental state ain't right.
It's not
and now we're hearing this from your family. We're still concerned about you.
Right.
So I don't know, man. From her statement, last statement, I don't see her and her daughter fixing anything because Lauryn Hill still has things that she needs to fix. And I don't think that she's there. It seems like her and her daughter are on the same playing field mentally in regards to this healing. And that's not good.
Yeah. Steph, what's your thoughts on Lauryn Hill's response?
Oh, boy, when I say I can call it, I can call it. Boy, I said the daughter had narcissism, right?
You did?
That's a trait that she picked up from her mother. Boy, I be on it. Clearly, she is narcissistic. Talking about something. She grew up with an icon. Like, honestly, the whole time she was never addressing really the daughter's concerns or complaints. The whole time she was just talking about, her reputation, her name, herself. It was me, this, me, that. And it was like,
damn, that's why y'all say that about us.
Well, yeah. Is that pretty much it? That's really it.
That's it, man. That's all I picked up. I mean, and also to what Schoolboy said, she might feel a little betrayed because she thought, mother daughter, we a little bit closer. We could have had a conversation. Probably she was probably blindsided, but to Mocha's point, that's just how this generation move. They do shit like that. They go to the press. You know what I'm saying? They go to the media. They don't. You don't give a damn if you a phone call away. They want to take it to the book. They want to take it to the gram. Tweet about it. Vlog.
Yeah, which I don't agree with, but like Mocha said, that is the generation she's in. But I think that she could have used more discretion, knowing that she's coming from a high-profile family. That Sully in the name of her family is not even going to help her. You know what I mean? Like, she could have even rolled her family's name to success and kept, what's behind the doors, behind closed doors, and fixed it behind closed doors. You know what I mean? And even found a better time to talk about it. Right now, it's not the moment, but she is young, so we have to give her the benefit. Now, young people make mistakes. As far as Lauryn Hill's response, in my opinion, it definitely did not seem genuine. It definitely seemed like Steph said, a little narcissistic. She was talking about how iconic she was, and basically how great she was and how attacked she is, and nobody cared about you being attacked right now. We're talking about this young girl. You're not young anymore, though. You know what I mean? Like, you're not the little girl anymore. You're, like you said, the icon. So, take it on the chin and go heal behind closed doors and show us that when it's over, that you guys are on the same page. And I just want to say this. I seen a video in the past where she was getting attacked for not showing up to shows. I don't know if anybody ever seen this video before, but she had all of her children behind us. Like, she forced them to get in this video with her, right? And her and all of the children addressed it at the same time, and they all looked like they didn't want to be there. It was like the awkwardest thing in the world. And she was addressing well, I'm a mother and I'm this and I'm that. And she was blaming regular life on not showing up to her show. But I will always listen to Lauryn Hill's music. I will always love it. I wish them well, but she definitely is on some fuck shit right now.
No, I was just about to say, I went to see Anthony Hamilton before the right before the pandemic. Man, Anthony Hamilton was in Jacksonville with 6 kids. You know what I'm saying? It's really no excuse. And Damn, I forgot the other point I was gonna make. Logic.
But not good point. Because me personally, I took my son. My son been going to film festivals since he was 1 year old. You know what I mean? Like I took my son to one of my film premieres at 1 year old, and I had him on my lap at the Q&A. You know what I'm saying? Like you can bring your children with you. In fact, it's going to be a privilege to see these things as a child. You know what I mean? So
yeah, but if it's negative and you know they're about to let out some negative stuff, there's no need for you to bring your kids around and use them as armor.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Which is what she did with that video. That video was ridiculous. Like I remember watching that video, like, yo, you're bugging. Like the kids look like they didn't want to be in that video, you know. And then in retrospect, the fact that she took to social media with forcing her children to take to social media to respond to something could be even more why this girl thinks it's more normal to go to social media with what she's dealing with now. So it's a perfect example on how your actions can backfire on you. Your children will do as they see you do and not as you say. And yeah, all parents out there, you need to be careful because your dirt will come out via your children, especially in this new day.
From your children. That's the sad thing when your kids bring it to the table about you without you knowing first. Man,
I'm sure she knew. I'm sure they had their arguments, you know what I mean? But let's read these comments. Brooklyn Honcho said, "Mama gotta have a life too." I don't think we're saying she shouldn't, but Mama was wild. King Kong says she gonna get another whooping.
Damn.
I think she's a little too old for that now.
Yeah.
I think she probably at this point could beat her mother. Revergal Research says, has anyone brought up this Rasta man is married to a white chick?
Oh.
Of all the women in Jamaica, Ethiopia, America, Ethiopia, America, who does he marry? A white broad. Shaking my damn head.
Hey. So that's what it is. That's what's going on. That's why she went crazy. She left him. He left her for a white woman. It all makes sense now.
Yeah, you know what's crazy about that? If Lauryn Hill was with a white guy, the press would crucify her.
Why? Because she was,
If she go from the Fugees to the Marley Brothers to marrying a white guy, people would talk a whole gang of shit about her. But the Rastaman get with a white girl and nobody cares. Nobody's like, he's like, who cares? You know what I mean? But also Rohan is like the most low key brother of them all. I think he's the only one that doesn't even make music, if I believe right. But yeah, what were you gonna say, Mocha?
Nah, they just like to plant their seeds all over the place. I don't think it's like, oh, he want to prefer, this white woman over a black woman. I just think the men in that family is just like, spread them wherever we can spread them.
Yeah, that's true.
Some people just need a good white woman. You know what I'm saying? No big deal.
Are you speaking for yourself?
You say, am I speaking for myself?
I think somebody made a good point one time, and I know this is going to be super controversial. I'm gonna go ahead and go here, man, which is terrible. And Mocha, don't judge me too harshly for this.
Holy smokes, Batman! That means it's going somewhere.
Yeah. So Logic probably know where I'm about to go, man. You know what I'm saying?
I don't.
Yeah, you can say that you don't. It's all good. Steph probably know where I'm going. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. The fact of the matter is,
just go.
I'm not going to say that I said this. I'm bringing this from somebody else's perspective, and I can see where they're coming from. It's not my necessary preference, but I see where they're coming from. They're like, a lot of black men will move towards a white woman because he's looking for certain elements of womanhood that they have, that they're kind of taught, that we miss when we don't have those families that are together, or those cultural, I'll say cultural edifices that teaches that part of womanhood. So part of womanhood isn't just being a woman. A part of womanhood and a part of manhood is learning how to exist with the opposite sex. Unfortunately, a lot of times we learn in these silos of either single parenthood or these severely broken families how to just be oppositional to the opposite sex. And it is what it is. I say that to say this.
Okay.
And sometimes in those white women, you don't find that. You find somebody who's a decent balance and knows how to work with somebody else. And he's just like, look, if I ain't got to figure it out with her, I can bring somebody who already has that skill set. I'll go ahead and bring her along. I get where those guys are coming from. Like I said, it's not my preference, but I get it.
Redemption wraps it all up and says submissive. Is that the trait you're looking for?
No, I'm not saying submissive either. I'm not just saying, because I think that there's a negative connotation to that. Like, well, you just want somebody to be demure to you and say and do whatever you want them to do. I'm not just saying submissive. I'm saying that when you grow up in an environment where you when you see both your parents show each other equal amounts of respect, you know how to deal in a relationship. You don't come to a relationship saying, well, I want a woman to be Superwoman, or I want this man to be Superman. No, I'm an individual who brings certain skills to the table. That person brings certain skills, and as a unit, we bring that together to make a real cohesive unit. You know what I mean?
Saying that woman, you could be saying that black women, don't really step up to the plate.
It ain't just black, but it's not just black women. The black family is fractured. So it ain't just black women. Like, black men come to the table with and I don't want to curse, but black men come to the table with BAN. I'll put it that way. Behavior.
Bitch ass nigga behavior.
Yeah.
No.
Like, black men do that, and then black women come to the table and they have a really bad demeanors, or they have their skill. They don't know how to cook, clean, or nothing. They just know how to get in your face and nag. Some people are like that. I'm not saying everybody, but I'm not saying everybody. But some people are like that.
So he got his own version of WAP, white ass pussy. Hey man, I feel you, schoolboy.
I mean, it is what it is, man. He was like, yo, I'm not trying to deal with that. I know guys who are like, yo, I don't deal with black women because I'm not dealing with those issues that they bring to the table. Yo, I don't agree, but I see what they're saying. I think it's more worthwhile for me as a black man to work through those issues with a black woman.
Right.
Because we have the same issues, and I think that sometimes you guys, some of the men are like, we share the same type of trauma. Our ancestors, went through their hardship that they went through, and we have our hardship that we go through in society every day. We should work through that. So you should understand where I'm coming from too. When I'm like, yo, I just been working crazy hours just like you, and now I gotta come home and sweep, clean, and do all that other stuff. But you want this household to be powerful like this, So it's like just giving us the time is all we really needed. We have a big pie missing of men because they go there. You know what I'm saying? We got the men that go to jail. We got the men that have their issues, and we have the men that leave us and go straight to the next race.
See, that's harder work. That's harder work to do. It's hard work to meet with somebody who's you can see some of their flaws because of I don't want to go too long on this, but you see somebody who has their own flaws and you recognize some of their flaws because you've been there too, and you're like, oh snap, if we just work together, we might be able to figure this out and we could be bigger and better than anything else that's out here. But then other people are just like, yo, I don't have time for that, man. Bring out the white pictures.
Hey, I think there's plenty of black women out there who are on the level. You know what I mean? Whether you call it submissive or understanding or nurture, whatever it is, like there's black women of all those attributes out there. I think a lot of dudes like to say there's not, and I'm not saying that you're saying the school, I know you was bringing up a point from somebody else, but I know a lot of dudes like to say, black women this, or women in general, but there's so many great women out there that I know personally who are well educated, who are loyal, who will get down for their man, and you know what I'm saying, and work with him and not be a punk still, and all of those attributes. I'm never understanding when people say they can't find it. In fact, I think there's too many out there who don't have somebody to complement that. You know what I mean? Because of, like you said, the BAN. But at the same time, dudes got to do better at finding them. So I don't know. Just like women pick the wrong dude a lot of times, men pick the wrong women a lot of times. So You know, so
and also men always want something new come like next week.
I mean, I'm not going to argue with you there. You know,
So
that's human nature. That's just
you got
you mean in human like a man and a woman?
You got
tell them that it's human nature.
No, men work though.
You got WAP and then you got NAP, new ass pussy.
Wow.
I'm not gonna argue with that. Dude definitely want something new. But I think the key and the answer is not just new, but variety. Therefore, I will always say for the next generation come up, explore polygamy. You know what I mean? It might be too late for our generation.
Oh, it's too late for you.
There's
Don't speak for
basis
yourself.
to that. They can't just go straight into polygyny. There's basis to it. There's levels to it.
It'll get deep. We'll turn that.
Yeah.
We'll turn that to another.
You know, I always wanted to get on that topic. So
I'm down.
We're definitely going to topic, but I definitely want to read these comments and move on to the next topic. We spent damn near an hour on Lauryn Hill, but it was worth it. Mills Lane says, now I know why she was always late for her concerts. I guess she was whipping her children.
Oh man, I said the weed shit there.
You can get high at a concert. You can't beat your kids backstage.
Shit.
Tell security to close that door.
Redemption Soul says it reads as a combination of excuse making with a sprinkle of an apology. Tone deaf.
It was terrible.
Facts. That apology was no apology. Louisville in the league says at work and stopping by to say what's up. Salute to you, Louisville. I appreciate you pulling up and giving us a like and a view while you were at it. Redemption Song says incoherent shows. Yo, that's to say the least, man. That last Lauryn Hill show I saw, I was like, what the hell?
It was bad. It was bad.
What is she doing?
It was bad.
I'm all for artists taking the right to like change up and reinvent themselves, but she was bugging the fuck out. But I will say the best Lauryn Hill show I saw was at the Dave Chappelle Block Party. I was actually there, and I did not think because the Fugees coming out was the only surprise. Nobody knew that the Fugees was on the bill. Them reuniting at that show was crazy. That was I'm glad I saw that. That was a great experience. Lexicon Utopia says, I'm gonna have to catch the rest of the show later. I'm late for work now, and I wish her a good day. And she said, thank you, and y'all too, us too, and later everyone. So I hope she has a great day.
Lexicon Utopia is a female?
I believe so.
Well, let me say this. I hope your day is as beautiful as you.
Hey.
Steph, you're learning, boy.
Oh my god.
That's this guy out.
I just had a Shammy flashback.
That's a ball from a previous episode. That's a ball from a previous episode where I told people that's a line that I used to like to say. Brooke Parker says she broke the golden rule. What goes on in this house stays in this house. Antoinette, she broke that rule. Antoinette says Lauryn Hill was requested to perform at the Vatican years ago, and when she went, she called them out as pedos. After that, her life changed. I'm just saying. That's interesting. And salute to her for that. Antoinette also says the golden rule facts. Redemption Song also says this generation doesn't internalize shit like we did. She says agreed, Jah. And then she says right, sis, to you, Mocha. Antoinette says I noticed she decided to come out after Jaguar outed the neo soul community. That's interesting.
What does that mean?
Well, Jaguar Wright outed Black Thought for cheating on his Jaguar outed Black Thought for cheating on his wife with her.
Who's Jaguar?
Jaguar Wright is a singer who used to sing with the Roots and a lot of other people, and she stopped singing for a while. She went through a rough spell. She, did some jail time, but she was definitely part of the neo soul crew, the Common Sense, the Talib Kweli, the Roots, and in that she outed them recently for saying Common Sense like put his dick on her head, and then she was, Black Thought was cheating on his lady with her, and I think she also accused Talib Kweli of, I guess trying to harass her as well. So, she outed the people that we all look at as the conscious community in music. She outed them as being weirdos as well.
May I speak? You knew about this content and you didn't bring this to the show? I'm disappointed, sir.
Right.
That's some shit we got to get in.
And not only that, she looks dusty as fuck. I'm just saying.
Oh, you looked it up?
Like I just seen some recent pictures of her. She looks dusty as hell, bro. I mean, I'm not taking away from what she said. She just looks like a weirdo.
I am. If a dick was on your head, you probably wanted it there. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, I think I refrained from talking about it because they spoke about it on the Straight Up in the Morning show. But you're right, we can get into it as well. But I'll save that for Monday. How about that? Because she's doing a lot of interviews. So every interview she does and every live she does is very long, right? So it's going to take some time over the weekend to go get into it. And Jaguar Wright actually was bad as fuck previously. Now she lost her child. She's a little older, so she's not dusty per se. She's just more rugged.
Nigga said dusty per se. She just rugged.
she looks like a nigga named Uncle Caesar.
She's on some gangster shit too, though. Like I said, she went through a lot of things. She did jail time. She went through a lot. She
does look like she did some jail time. You're right.
Yeah, she went through a lot, and she also said that Erykah Badu was sending people at her to contact her to tell her to shut her mouth. And since her and Erykah Badu are both in Texas, she let Erykah Badu know that she has her gun license, and she's training. So, and that she beat her case, so she's not a felon, so she definitely has the gun license. So if her and Erykah Badu see each other, they might be a shootout, basically, is what she was alluding to. So, that's a lot to unpack in the Jaguar Wright versus the neo soul community topic. But so yeah, internet, I agree with you. It is kind of interesting timing. Jermaine says children definitely do what they say, and you are their first inspiration. Yeah, exactly. So, Redemption goes on to say has been doing that. I think his firstborn's mom is white. Nico briefly played for Redskins. Okay. Yeah, and I read that earlier. Redemption said that the trait you were probably describing was submissive. Brooklyn Honcho said when you start talking about the white woman, all right, I'm going to head out. You on your own with that. Virginia Slim says peace and good morning. Good morning to you, Virginia Slim. Salute to you. Always good to see you on the check-in, the OG Union rep. Jermaine says, but I believe that in true knowledge, there is only one race, and that's the human race. So I think he's definitely advocating for fucking white girls.
Let's just put it out there. Let's put it out there. That's still an answer to the question. So let's just put it out there.
Who ain't answered the question? What was the question?
You'll take a white woman. It's all right.
No, I have dated a white woman when I was in the 10th grade, but my track record is black.
Okay. Smile 69 Network. Salute, Vanessa. Vanessa has had a great birthday. She wants you all to know, so that she could not come on the show the next day and today because she's still enjoying the rest of her birthday week. But salute to Vanessa for coming on this show on her birthday. But after that, it was over. It's a wrap. It's been party time since. So we'll see Vanessa next week on Monday. Monday, bright and early.
Enjoy, girl. Cover up.
Yep. So Vanessa from Smile 69 Network show said, when Black woman holds the household down too well, she's told she's too independent.
So it's like, you don't really know what y'all really want.
That was a trash comment.
You want a strong Black woman, but when you get us, you like, oh, y'all got so much problems.
No, the issue is that
she can't teach y'all kids.
We can't talk at the same time. We can't talk at the same time. Go ahead, finish your thought, Queen. Go ahead. Queen, go ahead. Finish your thoughts.
You guys just don't know what y'all want at the end of the day. You want a strong Black woman. You want a powerful woman to go up, with you guys. But then when she's too strong and she has too many views, you know, she's not sexy anymore. She's not this anymore. She's just too strong, or whatever the case may be. And then, you know, you want a white woman that's going to be submissive and have that good credit, or whatever the case is. And then she can't teach your kids but so much. So,
Mocha, you just made that up.
What's the tea? What?
You just made that up. Black guys.
What part?
When do we complain? Like you say, too independent. Like, was she paying bills? What nigga gonna complain about women paying bills? What are you talking about here?
Thank you, bro. Thank you. I'm trying to figure out where this logic is coming
y'all
from.
say that now. Y'all say that now. Oh, yeah, not totally independent where she can't. Yeah, she gonna help you take care of the bills and all that.
You can say that until she paying too much bills and the nigga's ego is fucking in shambles. And as soon as she say something in public like, "Oh, you want me to handle that? Why the fuck you pull out your credit card in front of them niggas? Why the fuck you pay for that shit in front of them niggas? Slide me the money."
Come on, that's ridiculous for me to have to slide.
Bruh. Yo, nobody's really doing that in 2020, man.
Come on.
Nobody's doing that in 2020, man.
Okay,
I just don't want to believe that.
I hope so. All right. Antoinette says facts. Something I said earlier. Brooklyn Honcho say we love thoughts. And then Antoinette says you're right about the first part. Logic. Laugh out loud. I don't. The comments are so delayed. I don't know what part I was right about. But I will say this: we don't aspire to be right. We just aspire to have our strong opinions and help. Which you know, Antoinette, as a co-host on the show, that we just want the audience to come up with their own strong conclusions. At the end of the day, nobody here is claiming to know it all. Only a fool knows it all. But I think the right part is in between what we're all saying. You know what I mean? So read in between the lines, come up with your own conclusion. Redemption song says Jaguar used to be beautiful. Even Redemption, you wasn't supposed to say used to be. Come on. You're supposed to say she's beautiful and she was more beautiful back when she was younger or whatever. Anyway, Jaguar used to be beautiful. She looks worn out these days.
Oh God, she was 90s beautiful.
I just salute the Redemption for keeping it real. I just said she looked, a little rugged. I'm just gonna say she looked a little rugged nowadays. She got like a tape up now. She got like a tape up. Remember the tape up shit it's like a little bit of a fade and then the afro a little bit of, it's like almost a mohawk. It's weird, but it's rugged. It's rugged.
She looks like she on her way to get her a good strong black woman. That's what she looks like.
Holy smokes.
She does look like that, but at the same time, she's still talking like she's still fucking man. I think she's married, in fact. She's married to a dude, and she also speaks a lot about how the dude she left when she used to be, when Common was following her around or whatever. She also talks about he was basically a trophy husband. She was on some shit like, basically he was, just somebody that looked good in pictures. That looked good in pictures, she said. So,
wow,
that must be nice.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of research. If we're gonna tackle the Jaguar right subject, there's a lot of things to kind of consider in what she was saying. She drops a lot of shit, and she said there's a lot more. Brooklyn Honcho says taper fade. Yeah, that's what it was. The taper fade. You know what I mean? Miss Ravioli says some humans are always unsustainable. That is why they constantly seek out something new. Do not be sucked in by the alternate terms. Variety / new people is cycle and not forward movement. I agree, but variety, you can settle down with variety. You know what I'm saying? You can settle down with, I got, 3 different women and 3 wives or whatever, but the constant new thing, you're definitely not going to have forward motion unless you just make a conscious decision to never have a family and just be a player for the rest of your life. Then,
yeah, that happens.
That happens, and if that's then it's definitely forward for that person. So it's all about point of view. It's all about perception at the end of the day.
I had a man tell me that he wish he could have, he could have every girl in this world. And I'm like, whoa, you want my niece and my aunt too?
Yeah,
and my
kind of
grandma?
nasty.
I just want to have, sex with every girl in this world. it don't make me picture y'all in the right picture.
Yeah, man. I mean, yo, the numbers are not in his favor. If he does that, he's gonna die. That's what's gonna happen.
It's just the whole thought process. It's like, it's just for him to say something like that's weird.
It was a guy you used to date?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, okay.
He was very popular. You know what I'm saying? But
you had sex with this man, correct?
I mean, it was decent.
I didn't ask the quality.
I'm just saying.
Do you think he has the quality?
Do that up.
Just in case it was the next question. I don't know.
Okay.
Did you smash the nigga? Oh, this
do you believe he has enough dick for the entire world?
What happened? What you said?
Do you believe he has enough dick for the entire world?
It doesn't sound like it. You only called it decent, so.
Right.
I mean, because of his image, because of his look, yeah, every girl would probably drop for him, yeah.
Look is not the pipe game, though. I think he was asking about the pipe game, though.
Perhaps, yeah. Perhaps.
Man, that shit was so non-committal. She's lying. We don't believe you.
Listen, I ain't gonna lie. She sound like she low key still sour. She seemed like she low key sour about the situation, how it ended. But you sound like he was. It sounded like he was a 10 giving your responses. Sound like he was really dropping it off, respectfully.
Oh, he shut her up. I don't know.
I mean, I don't want to give this.
She basically said, "I'm not gonna big it up."
Like, I mean, most girls probably would, drop everything.
And you know what he was, and he was probably thinking from a selfless standpoint, like, "Yo, this dick's so good. Everybody got this experience. This."
Nah, we was just driving to get something to eat, and he was like, "You know what? I wish I could fuck every girl in this world." And I was like,
for them to heal. He trying to get the entanglements going and do some healing, like Jada was doing with August.
If he thinks so, it made me look at men differently a little bit after
that. I ain't gonna say a lot. Dudes definitely want as much as possible. We're not going to sit
here. Be real.
We go be real. But the fact that he would just say that out there like that, I don't know. Maybe I don't know where his mind was when he said that.
I know where his mind was. His mind was on the fact that he can say whatever he wants to, and it's not going to make a difference.
Yeah.
He must have really been slaying.
Redemption says, check out MTV Unplugged with Jay-Z. She tore Ain't No Love Up. So that is one of her claim to fames. You're making a face, but seriously, like that's one of her claim to fames, and that's what a lot of people still remember her from. The MTV Unplugged. With Jay-Z. And then Redemption says, correction, Heart of the City. All right. So Snuggles 668 says, what is a strong black woman? So I'll let you guys answer that because you guys seem to have a lot to say on strong black women. Schoolboy, starting with you.
Oh man, I think that a strong black woman is a woman who is confident in herself and able to express herself in all the different ways that we express ourselves, physically, emotionally, sexually, in a way that is not only just well received, but also gives a good example for the women that come behind her. And it's that's what we all kind of are aiming for. But it's definitely not something that's easy to do. You know what I mean? And that's the reason why everybody wants to be a strong black whatever. But a lot of people just aren't that. You know what I'm saying? You're just mediocre. You all right. You know what I'm saying? A few of us out here, it just is what it is. Some people are strong, some people just medium, some people really weak, and it just is what it is. Everybody can't be a strong black woman,
I won't put too much time into it, but Steph, you want to answer that question?
No, I echo his sentiments. Exactly. I'm with him.
Okay. And I don't know if you want to answer it, Queen.
Everybody is strong to a certain extent. People get broken down after a while. It doesn't make them as strong, or they get back up. It's just, like religion, you go up and down in faith. It's the same type of thing with strength. Sometimes people are really strong, or sometimes people, feel really, really down. That doesn't mean that, she never can get stronger, or she's not a strong woman. This strong women, period. It's not strong black woman, but it's strong women, period. Look, we push our babies. That's strong enough, man. So it's like, y'all never gonna feel that. It's just what makes a woman strong is a better question.
Okay. Jermaine says, speaking of his comment earlier when he spoke about one race, and maybe his response to us thinking that he was talking about advocating for white women, he says it's not advocating for one or the other. It's pretty much what Dr. King was teaching.
Now let me hop on that question, that comment a little bit, right? That is not at all what Martin Luther King was teaching. He was not encouraging interracial relationships. That's not a thing. But nonetheless, I get what you're trying to say. So I'm just gonna leave it there. And Jermaine Burney is my guy. Shout out to him. Thanks for checking in with us this morning.
No doubt. Thank you for checking in. No doubt. Redemption says, fact smiles, professional victims. She's speaking of what Vanessa Smiles said earlier. Virginia Sim said, yeah, we know what we want. There's difference between men and males. Snuggle 668 says, what is wrong with a woman being submissive? Are you equating strong with stubborn? I don't think nobody says anything wrong with a woman being submissive. I think Redemption tried to sum up what Schoolboy was saying as he was describing submissive, and he just said what he was saying.
Mm-hmm.
But I agree with you. There's nothing wrong with being submissive. I think you can be submissive and strong. So I will agree with you there. Redemption Song says they will creep while you pay the bills.
You gotta read that how she said it.
They will creep. Yeah, nah. While you pay the bill.
She was like, child, they'll creep while you pay the bill. That's how she wrote that. I know.
All right, Brooklyn Hunter says, I heard a long time ago that a woman's job is to make a man feel like a man. And Eagles also says, so you are bringing up the things that does not happen as much as the norm. I don't know which part you're referring to, but the way the comments go and when we get to them, it would behoove you to just tell us what you're actually responding to, and then we can actually engage it. Because as you know, we engage with all the comments here as much as possible. You guys are just as much part of the show as we are, because you're part of the discussion. This is a panel and like a Q&A type of thing. So Slim says males are threatened by what black women bring to a relationship. Men take what black women present and use that to strengthen and fortify a relationship. Choose better. I agree with you, Virginia Slim, wholeheartedly. Jermaine says, I like a woman to be a woman no matter I am the man and responsible for the household in whole. It should be our goal to better each other and come together no matter the complexion of our skin, but the content of our character.
My nigga definitely said completion of our skin. No. Don't misquote my nigga. He said completion.
I know what he's trying to say, but I hear you. Sound like a true Rasta man right now. You know what I mean? Sound like a true Molly. Like a true Molly right now.
Right. That's exactly what that sounds like.
Brooklyn Honcho says, oh yeah, we read that tape of fade. Miss Ravioli says, it is not the job of any human to know what another human wants outside of your children. Learn everything about what you want and what you do not want. Learn to become anti-adult potty training.
See, that's to me that's a really selfish comment.
Which part of it?
It's not the job of any human to know what another human wants. That's not true. When you go to work, right, and your boss says, I need you to do something, you get it done, right? And you do it a certain type of way because you kind of know your boss. You have to know what your boss is expecting of you to do it right so you can keep your job. You know what I'm saying? You can't just walk around in your own little bubble like, I don't care what nobody else thinks or what they wanted. No, we're human beings. We're social beings. We have to be emotionally intelligent in order to figure out how to navigate every day. So that's why I say it's a selfish comment. Like, you got to be better than that.
You raise a good
really
point because you definitely gonna have to know how to please your mate for one. If you don't
Yeah.
mate, your mate won't be pleased, then you will be lonely, or
Hey,
you know,
yeah.
or back learning. But I think anti-adult potty training as a hashtag is bars. But
Hey,
but
I was
go
about to, I was just gonna say, can you imagine cheating on your girl, like sleeping with somebody else, and she be like, "Oh, I can't believe you cheated on me." You be like, "How am I supposed to know that you don't want me sleeping with other women? You never told me that. You never said it. How am I supposed to know?
it's not my job.
It's not my job."
it's not my job to know.
Anthony said Jaguar is bisexual. She said it on one of her lives. So there you go. There you
Yeah,
go.
like I said, she's looking for a strong black woman.
Mhm. All week one. All week one. You don't know.
Facts.
We don't know her preference. Brooklyn Honcho says, so what? I like my woman fine. Slim says, dude was quoting that Lil Wayne song. I was thinking that too.
Yeah, he did.
So he thought he was saying some pimp shit, but he really was talking some Lil Wayne shit. So Brooklyn Honcho said that was the Lil Wayne song, Every Girl. Yep. And Brooklyn Honcho says, Act Smile 69. She know. And Brooklyn Honcho also says, I'm going to make a song called HAD, HAD. So you're going to have to enlighten us on what that acronym means. And you're going to have to also let us hear it when you make it. If you make the song, we'll play it. Just don't make it over no commercial beat that's going to get us flagged. You know what I mean? Miss Ravioli says, a player is simply an individual who continually attempts to press the reset button on life. There's no forward movement in the player AVP. That's this good DP is the only thing I have. And once, so I don't, okay, so I guess the second part of this comment, they are revealed. It's time to pack up, find new prey, and repeat. The pathology behind this behavior is disturbing to some. Well, if the person is honest about it, it shouldn't be disturbing to anyone. If the person is honest about it is whoever chooses to deal with them. It's somebody for everybody. So
That's the key part. They got to be honest about it.
Yeah.
if they're not honest about it, then they're just going to be, out there breaking hearts and all that. And that's never cool. So, Virginia Slimo said Jaguar looking more like.
Yo, I didn't even think about this man for years. And as soon as she said it, I knew what she was talking about.
Jamaican cat.
Looking like a bobcat these days. And Brooklyn Honcho says opposite of WAP. So I still don't know what the H means. I guess the AD is ass dick, but I don't know what the H means. But I don't think I really need to know. Just let it.
Hard ass dick.
Yeah.
Cuz nigga dick hard as fuck, cuz.
Okay.
All right, calm down, everybody.
Just let us know when you make the song. We'll play it, bro. We'll play it. Just don't do it over the WAP song because I'm sure that it will get us flagged. Just make the song and we'll promote it, bro. Make the song, do it. Hey, get an original beat. We'll promote the shit out of it. Maybe you'll get some iTunes spins out of it. You know what I mean? But speaking of abuse and parents and things like that, well, Ravioli has another one. She says, you know what your boss wants if your boss is truthful about what he/she wants. Some humans have bosses that do not tell them what they want or they are constantly moving the goalposts.
So, and that's why I brought the comment back about emotional intelligence. Being able to deal with that ambiguity a little bit. That's a part and parcel of being in a relationship with somebody. Like you might have to ask them what's wrong, and they're gonna say nothing, and you're gonna have to figure out what nothing means.
What nothing means.
Yeah.
I'm not a fucking mind reader.
Nah, but you can read behavior. Physical,
So we're gonna continue this conversation about parents and abuse and in the industry, and we're gonna move on and talk about Azealia Banks. And Azealia Banks, who we know recently shaved her hair off. We know that she got spit on by Russell Crowe at a party hanging with the Wu-Tang Clan. And we know that she has a lot of antics. to say the least. But apparently, she's also coming out about her parents and her having some type of beef. So the article comes to us also from Azealia Banks, from Vlad TV, and it says Azealia Banks shares alleged text from her mom calling her a drug addict. And the article says Azealia Banks kicked off the month by shaving her head to rid herself of stress and break up energy before alluding to her suicide. So this is another woman who is alluding to suicide, like Lauryn Hill's daughter, which is another, just to bring it back real quick. I didn't hear Rohan or Lauren talk about the daughter wanting to commit suicide. So I think that should be their main concern. I just want to say that.
But you know what, Logic? I think they were dismissive of the comment, just like we were of Nick Cannon's comments about him killing himself. Well, you so goddamn dramatic.
Yeah, but that's their child. We could dismiss Nick Cannon.
Yeah.
They can't dismiss their child because if her child kills herself, they're gonna be out in the public eye looking for sympathy.
Yeah.
But if anybody know their child,
to the table, nobody listened to her, blah blah.
Right. Well, go ahead. What you gonna say, Steph?
No, I'm about to say if they know their child a little bit, they just be dramatic like that. Like, oh, they never loved me when I was growing up. They know how their daughter is.
I agree. They definitely would know their child better than anybody. But suicide is one of those things that you can't really afford to take lightly when someone talks about it. You know what I mean? Because there are people who kill themselves that you didn't even know they were going to kill themselves. You know what I mean? So they should really just be focused on that, whether she's being dramatic or not.
But them the people I respect, man, because they wouldn't
do it.
Just say it. Ain't no point of making a public service announcement that you finna be gone. Just go.
Yo, wait,
it's happening more nowadays anyway.
Yeah, don't kill yourself, people. Don't just go. Call somebody, okay?
Call somebody.
He's joking. Call somebody. Call your parents. Call your friends. Don't just go. We appreciate you being here, okay?
Yes, and take his name. Steph got jokes.
Yeah, you can't trust it. You can't trust nobody drinking out of Burger King beverage before 11 o'clock.
You talking about my hometown franchise? The hometown franchise, man? Come on. Right here in Jacksonville, Florida, man. Come on.
Nobody knows where Burger King really started, man. Nobody really knows that.
All right, let's get into this article. And just be mindful of the sounds that go into the thing because it'll cut me out. So, when making sounds, please mute your mics if possible, if you have sounds going on. Azealia Banks kicked off the month by shaving her head to rid herself of stress and break up energy before alluding to her suicide days later, while she ultimately let fans know that she was doing fine shortly after. The singer and rapper now seems to be at odds with her mother. In a since deleted Instagram post, Banks shared a series of alleged texts between her and her mother with a caption that read, "This is also why I'm extremely stressed out. 24/7. My mother has been wishing death on me, saying I'm a piece of shit, just like my father, since I was 3 years old. This is an extremely toxic relationship I have to cut off. She's using the potential deaths of my other two dogs, Chicken and Salt, as collateral yet again. If anyone wants to adopt them in NYC, I will let you know where she drops them off, because how are they dead and need to be adopted at the same time? I'm extremely confused, but I'm gonna just continue to read this. If anyone wants to adopt them in NYC, I will let you know where she drops them, because I can't be dealing with the same abusive shit from childhood. If I plan to get ahead and evolve, I'm done with this." In the alleged conversation, Banks is asked at the beginning if she's on drugs before she can say why she's reaching out. After explaining how triggering the situation is, her mom allegedly responds, "You've been saying the same thing over and over. It sounds like the movie Groundhog Day. Sorry. You have the same pot of soup on the stove, heating it up day after day. I have my own depression. Tell it to someone else. I'm tired of hearing it." The conversation quickly escalates from there, with both individuals trading insults. Azalea's mother compares her to her cokehead father, before Azealia accuses her of abusing the same drug in addiction to psych meds. The screenshot of the conversation ended with the rapper's mother calling her a drug addict after threatening to take her dogs to the sleep hound. The conversation can be viewed up top. And then here's the texts that she leaked on her mother. That was a lot to unpack. I'm hearing a little crackling on somebody's sound on somebody's side. I'm going to try to see. Check. I think it's on your side, Mocha. But
yeah, no,
don't trip. What we'll do is when you're not talking, just mute the mic, all right? But we'll start with Schoolboy. Schoolboy, what's your thoughts on this situation?
I don't know, man. Azealia Banks has always been a character to me, and I'm always kind of wary of any black chick who tells me, yeah, I'm black, but I'm really like Hispanic because I just grew up around a lot of Hispanic people, and then they got that fake Puerto Rican accent. I'm always like, what? You know what I'm saying? It just seems like the person's kind of confused. Then we keep hearing about all these stories. Like everywhere Azealia Banks goes, a crazy story follows, but then she's always finding a way to make it somebody else's fault. Like, but she's the only person in all these stories. So it's just like, nah, man, that's you. That's part of who you are. But based on the conversation she's having with her mom, that's probably their family dynamic.
Right.
It just seems like a real weird. Honestly, it reads like the mother-daughter battle thing that goes on sometimes.
Right. Steph, thought?
No, it goes to what I was trying to explain earlier, where the mother tells her, "Hey, listen, you go tell that depression shit to somebody else. I got my own depression I'm dealing with," and it just goes to what I was saying that these people are just people who became parents. These people aren't parents, like they're not born parents. Basically, what I'm saying is that they have, in plain terms, mama got to have a life too, right? They live in their own life. They're in this world trying to figure it out just like everybody else. They don't have the answers, although we oftentimes think our parents do have all the answers. And as far as she goes, man, I don't know what to say about it. Kind of like what my man just said. She kind of is the problem child everywhere she goes. She's what the teachers used to say, "You're the common denominator." You know what I'm saying? Like whenever there's some shit going on, you're the common denominator. You feel me? But
they say if you always have an issue, it's you. So I agree with that. I'm going to echo your points. I think she's definitely the common denominator in a lot of situations. However, in this particular one, it seems like she grew up in a really abusive situation. Seems like there was drugs involved. I think she accused her mother of taking psych meds. So
little booger sugar ain't never hurt nobody.
Yeah, but the psych meds will allude to that there's actual mental health problems that need to be addressed. And like I believe you said on an earlier show on Live and On Point that sometimes these things can be hereditary. The mental health issues can be hereditary. So she's definitely dealing with something, and she's giving us a front seat into her life, into why she's always coming off like this. And obviously she's dealing with probably some mental health issues as well, which I'm gonna be sensitive to. Marie, some of these comments. Okay. Yeah, here we go. Virginia Slim says, "Isn't this the girl that was sacrificing chickens in her closet?" I believe it is. I believe she there was a picture of her sacrificing chickens. And
you don't sacrifice chickens. That's meal prep.
It's meal prep. No, I think she was on some extra shit. I'm gonna see if I can find a picture of it. I'm gonna read the rest of these comments. Keenan says, "Never realized how much she favors DMX." Brooklyn Hunter says, we're in the day of attention-seeking misfits. Brooklyn Hunter also says, "Those ain't jokes. It's true what Steph said." And Slim says, "Clout chasing. Why would you share private info like that?" And yeah, I agree. Why would you? Redemption Song says, does she even have a hit? I never heard a hit from her. Have you, Steph? Ever?
Nah, bro.
I never heard a hit from her. I think she's only famous for her antics. So there's that. And then yeah, Redemption Song says, yeah, Slim, she's the one. So
whenever I hear about an artist with no hits, but they always stay in like around other celebrities, I just assume, and this is probably terrible. It's probably judgment. I just assume they're just getting passed around the cruise. That's what I assume.
Well, I can't say that because I heard about Tiana Taylor before I ever heard any music. Like when she dropped that was it Keep That Same Energy album a couple years ago, I was so blown away because I didn't know she had talent. You know what I'm saying? Because all I knew was she be dancing and she be in movies and shit. But I was like, what is her real talent?
I think I found the chicken sacrificing thing. There it is. Here's a picture of her closet after she was sacrificing chickens. Hold on. You know, I put it on the wrong screen. Bear with me. Awkward silence.
Oh, we were waiting on the on the pictures.
Here we go. So here's the article where she was sacrificing chickens in her own closet. It's a while back.
Isn't that illegal though?
I guess it depends on what state you're in. You know what I mean? She claims she's doing it for religious reasons. And, you know, she probably can get away with it some places. Not sure, but this is her closet after sacrificing chickens in her home. Disgusting.
That is freaking disgusting. You're not supposed to be sacrificing chickens in your closet at home.
Sacrificing chickens of the first year without spot or blemish. Offer it as a savory offering to the Lord.
Brooklyn Hunter said Dave Chappelle said he'd hit it. Redemption Song 76 says her so-called relevance is deeply rooted in saying and doing incendiary shit to gain attention. Relevance. I'm sorry. It's still morning for me. Tiana Taylor is beautiful, has a beautiful body, is crazy as hell. Salute in her beautiful family.
Yes, she is beautiful.
Yeah.
I was just saying she was famous before I had ever heard anything from her. That's all I was saying.
All right, copy. So basically, we will have Mocha cam back up, but her phone recently has just died, so she's going to do it from her laptop. But we're going to move on to the next topic. Speaking of chickens, we're going to go to a topic about what Brazil is accusing, China is accusing Brazil of. And this is pretty interesting. I thought it was pretty weird at the same time. So basically, China is accusing Brazil of sending them COVID. Go figure. Go fucking figure. So here, let me pull this article up for you. And here we go. This article comes to us from the New York Post, and it says China says chicken wings from Brazil tested positive for coronavirus. The article goes on to say a batch of frozen chicken wings exported from Brazil to China tested positive for coronavirus. Chinese officials announced Thursday. The affected poultry was discovered in the city of, I can't pronounce that word, Shenzhen, during routine screenings and imported meat and seafoods carried out since June, the city government said in a notice. The screenings were implemented after a coronavirus outbreak in Beijing was linked to a seafood market. People who may have come in contact with the chicken wings, along with food products stored near the batch, were tested and health authorities. All these results came back negative. On Wednesday, China also reported that the coronavirus was found on packages of shrimp. Yeah. So I have some thoughts on this. I'm gonna let you guys tackle this while I send Mocha the link on her email. Schoolboy, starting with you. China is accusing Brazil of sending them COVID-19 chicken wings.
Well, with that, I think it's pretty official that China is engaging in, psychological warfare as well as biological warfare. Bro, we've already established that the virus came from China. So now that you're getting people in Brazil with it and the chicken's coming back with it, you're going to try to say that Brazil's trying to poison you? Like, that doesn't even make no sense. So I don't know, man. China's on some BS, but but Brazil, also has has that same mentality that the folks in the South of the United States have. It's a hoax. We're not gonna get it, and a lot of them gonna die because of that. A lot of them gonna die because of that. So, yeah, if you get chicken from Brazil, it might have some coronavirus on it. But as our president says, that virus started in China. Okay, so this is started in China. If it ends up back in China from Brazil, then that's just par for the course, man. China tripping.
China's tripping. All right. Real quick, before we continue with the Chinese chicken wings, Mocha, I did send you the link still to you. I just sent it though. But yeah, but check it out. Do you want to comment on the Azealia Banks situation before we move forward? We never got.
I think she's a trash bag. You know what I'm saying? She's struggling through some stuff right now during Corona, and she's trash.
Ooh, that's a good point. That's a good point. Corona make you look at yourself in the mirror.
Yes.
You might not like what you see.
You know what I'm saying? We revisiting some things that shouldn't have been revisited in the past. We have some bottled up feelings about other people. It's really, it's affecting us as Black people, really, because we have a lot of trauma. We hold on to trauma. Our era is like holding on to the most wickedest stuff that's been done to us. And this time right here is really having us reflect on that and the raising on how we were raised. And she, she got a chance to be around greats. Come on, RZA. Come on. She could have been sitting down and learning a lot. I think we spoke about this off camera, but it's like, listen, girl, you've been around a lot of people and still can't make it. But people is letting her in their circle. I don't know if it's to cap. I don't know if it's to, let people see how trash she is. But drugs, pills, that girl been on that stuff.
What about the fact that her mother is also dealing with mental health issues?
It shows her daughter's dealing with it too. They both dealing with it.
Yeah, facts. All right, so what we just spoke about was China accusing Brazil of sending them wings with coronavirus on it. I believe we were letting Steph. It was Steph time to talk about it. Steph, you want to speak on the COVID wings, the COVID fried chicken?
Yeah, I want to piggyback off what my man Schoolboy said. This is psychological warfare, in fact, because it's all a game. Everybody knows you can wash that COVID off with a little soap, a little water, no big deal. The germs go away in the grease when you deep fry it, no big deal. This is a thing. They should accept the wings. It's safe. It's safe. It's no big deal. This is the news.
I think China is on some fuck shit with it. What's your thoughts on this?
On the chicken?
Yeah.
I want to stop eating chicken altogether. It's just it's a lot of diseases in those meats. Period. Coming from, and it's not coming. We don't have a lot of bonds like that in Brooklyn, so I know it's coming from different places, and I just don't trust this meat no more like that. And I'm trying to help myself grow out of it.
So I'm with that. I'm in a cross between you both. Like, chicken is probably the only meat that I still eat, chicken and turkey, but I don't eat it commonly. Like, I don't eat it a lot. And I definitely, since all of this has happened, since they talked about Corona being in the
meats in the air.
Yeah, I just was like, you know what, I'm good. But for my birthday came around in June. I hadn't eaten meat since that report came out, and I was like, you know what, let me just get some wings from the. I get some wings for my birthday, and I got the wings, and then like Steph said, I went ahead and I just like reburned them shits.
Reburnt them, yeah, okay.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So I went ahead and reburnt them, and yeah. So like Steph said, you can kind of like burn. You're supposed to be able to burn it off if it is on there. So, you know, like you said, deep fry them, and you know, China, you should have just took that on the chin because you gave us the COVID-19 in the first.
They gave us a lot of other stuff too, like.
Yeah, and you know what? Speaking of food, you gave us fake eggs. You got fake lettuce. You got all types of fake foods. You sent fake rice to Nigeria, fucking plastic rice at that. That will fucking.
Oh my god!
Imagine eating plastic rice and that shit can't dissolve in you. It can only melt into a clump of plastic.
Oh man!
So you know, China. You know, really fuck out of here, China. Like we said the other day, get your shit together. Get your shit together.
Get your shit together.
You know what I mean? We're not trying to hear about no fucking COVID wings from Brazil. First of all, and why are you even getting wings from Brazil? You don't got no fucking chickens in China. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, let me read some of these comments before we go on to the next topic. So Precious said the fans are calling for her to have a role on upcoming Black Panther movie. I guess they're talking. I think he's talking about Tiana Taylor and or Azealia Banks. Brooklyn Honcho says she's a different level of crazy. Redemption song says agreed schoolboy. And you good, Mocha? You good over there? It's coming from your side?
Yeah, got the people outside, they banging.
Oh, okay. You had a worry. I don't know. Was your ex-boyfriend or something?
Nah, I ain't too scared to come back.
All right, there you go. That's what's up. Redemption song says agreed schoolboy. Brooklyn Honcho says, I don't know why you can. I didn't know you could eat coronavirus too. So yeah, it can definitely be in the food. So we're living in a fucked up time. Redemption song says, how about the reporter yesterday who called out 45 for lying? Hilarious. You know what? That was definitely on the list. But you know what we do? Just to give you a little insight of how we do things here. We come up with a whole lot of articles, and then we get to almost as many of them as we can. And as you know, we try not to go against the 3-hour mark, and we try to end by a certain time in the morning so as to let people get on with their day. So what I will say to you, Union Rep, because we do appreciate you wholeheartedly here, we will get to that topic. We will get to that topic in a future moment. You know what I mean? Virginia.
Y'all laughing at me. Don't laugh at me.
Oh,
Y'all thought it was my ex. Y'all crazy.
Nah, I mean, you're gonna watch the show on your own, but
Hey, listen, you ain't fit to just get up with the biker pants on, flexing like that, and we're not gonna make eye contact. You know what I'm saying? Like, look,
listen.
It's o'clock in the morning.
No,
Coach,
respectfully,
what was that?
We knew you was cute. We ain't know you was fine. That caught us off guard.
Right.
Bing, bing, bing.
That's another Logic thing. He said that too.
I didn't say that one. That's all Steph. That's all Steph.
Yeah, sweet.
What I will say is, you know, if you see right there next to the mic, there's 3 dots. Do you see it next to the microphone? It should be 3 dots. If you're on your phone, you might not be able to see it. But next on here, there's a way to where you can put like a picture. You know what I mean? You can put like a picture as your AVI.
We're only in day 2, guys.
No, I got you. There's a way where you can do this. Look what I'm doing right now. See, if I turn my camera off, you just have an AVI.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so you can do that too. You know what I mean? So
okay.
Logic. The streets are not gonna respect you after this one, bro. Nah, you know, the streets are not gonna respect that, bro.
It won't happen again. Let's go.
Oh man! All right. So Steph says, "Yeah, that was on point. Redemption should have been called out a long time ago." Yeah. So yeah, they definitely calling Trump out on a lot of his lies. We'll get to that redemption on Monday. I promise you. We'll get to that on Monday. We'll talk about that article on Monday for sure. Slim says, "Bruh, you wash your chicken with soap and water."
If it tested positive for coronavirus, sure. my chicken went tested positive. So I can't tell you how I'm gonna act. If I go to the store and I purchase this chicken and they tell me they're not gonna refund it because they got coronavirus on it, well, goddamn it, I'm gonna wash the chicken.
Well, you know what? You can there's other ways of washing the chicken too, right? Vinegar.
Oh, vinegar.
Lemon and vinegar.
Yeah, vinegar. Yeah, lemon and vinegar.
Yeah.
That's a brine. That's basically what that is.
Basically.
Yeah, and mind you, Steph is a chef, so he knows you know what I mean. He knows what he's talking about.
He is chef. Like the pictures of his food really make you hungry. You be like, damn.
That's a fact.
That schoolboy.
Redemption Song says pork is definitely a no as well. Yeah, I've definitely been off the pork for years, but since all of this happened, I just took the opportunity to just leave chicken alone. Now it's just a rarity with me, and I burn the shit out of it after it comes burned. So, and throw the sauce of my liking on it. That's how I deal with that. Ms. Ravioli says, is anyone interested in shifting from where the virus originated and moving towards controlling our own best physical health, best mental health, best spiritual health, and best overall interests?
Yeah. Corona is getting everything. It's getting in our moods. It's getting in our emotions. It's getting to everything, man.
China, okay? It's the China virus.
Redemption says, deep fry the virus off, laughing. And Ravioli says, a good thing to do is seek out restaurants that use organically grown products. Also, do the research on the authenticity of said organic items.
Here go the jokes.
Authenticity, excuse me. Vijay Slim says, laugh out loud. Steph and Schoolboy, I peeped that. Hey, Keenan Khan says she's flexing her squatter rights. Well, she does exercise. We'll say that. She does exercise, and yes, like Steph said, she is one that you would consider fine.
Oh, calm down.
Yo, so I was doing some research as I usually do, because Logic don't never let us know he about to bring on a female co-host. We just have like a female co-host, and we be like, okay, there she goes, So I was doing some research, and I see you was working out. So are you a bodybuilder, like legit, or you just working out?
I'm just working out because it feels good, and I know I need to get in shape. I know I need to be better for myself, better for my daughter, and I want to be able to climb in case we got to climb somewhere from anytime. I want to be able to climb something, and I always been kind of like slim. I just wanted to not be slim, be that slim person that's like not healthy, So it feels good to me. It feels good to me, so I do it.
Well, you said you like to climb. I actually have a something of a jungle gym here. Yo, Steph, I try to do it with the straight face.
You can't do it. You can't do it. It's like
I couldn't do it.
Just let me have it. Let me have it because I didn't know. I didn't know I should.
Yeah. Man, we gotta work this out, man. Like we could have made that. That could have been great. I was gonna do it with the straight face and everything.
I ain't say nothing, bro. I was just.
As soon as I started, he was like,
I can't cut my camera off. I can't cut.
I actually missed it, so I'm gonna have to catch that one.
Oh man, I was trying, man. But no, seriously, like I think it's always really cool when people are getting back into the groove of working out. What actually just really opened up my mind is I used to date a young lady who was like, over 200 pounds at one point, and she lost a ton of weight. And she did it naturally. She didn't do the whole like surgery real quick. Like she actually like got on her feet and like started running and started working out every day. And she looked really good. Long story short, she got me on the path of like eating more healthy food. It'll make it a lot easier to work out. And telling me that like 80% of it is all about what you're eating. You know what I'm saying? The working out stuff comes later. I mean, that was huge for me, man. So salute to you for taking that journey.
But yeah, gotta start somewhere.
I don't know what I I don't know what I missed. I didn't cut my camera off that time. My computer it was a glitch in the matrix at the opportune time, apparently, because people in the chat were laughing. Everybody was laughing. I came back to everybody so full of joy. So I can't wait to look at the rebroadcast to see what I missed. But we're gonna move on to this next subject. It's not even much of a subject. It's a couple articles. Speaking of coronavirus, people traveling, they get into a lot of airlines in general. When people travel, they get into shit. They get into a lot of shit. There's a lot of attitudes that go on when people are about to miss flights and people fight on planes. And there's a lot of bullshit that goes on when people are trying to get on their flight. The tensions are high. So this comes to us from New York Post. Maskless woman hit gate agent after being turned away from flight. So I'm going to play the video since we have a video in this. And if it's missing anything, I'll actually read some of the article. Hold on, let me turn the volume up.
The team Arizona knows and trusts. Smart, connected, real.
All right, so they're plugging their show first. So
for that show.
This happened in Florida?
An employee after being told she had to wear.
Actually, the lady's from Los Angeles, and she was turned away from her connecting flight to Las Vegas at Phoenix. So
a mask. Officers say Yolanda Yarbrough was traveling from Los Angeles with a layover in Phoenix at Sky Harbor Airport. And this video after the alleged assault when the 47-year-old starts yelling at employees. Somebody grabbed their phone and took some video. Employees say they told Yarbrough she had to wear face covering on the plane and in the terminal. American Airlines says Yarbrough hit an employee in the face after being told she needed to wear a mask to board her connecting flight. She was booked on assault charges.
I was hoping to see the actual hit. We didn't get a chance to see that. But she was waving her arms at everybody, screaming at people. And I will read some of the articles since all we heard was that she hit somebody. So Yolanda Yarbrough, 47 of Los Angeles, allegedly struck the gate agent on the head when she was turned away from her connecting flight to Las Vegas at Phoenix Sky Harbor, Arizona around 8:30 a.m. The video posted to Twitter and later deleted showed the passenger unleash a profanity-laced tirade after being told she was required to wear face masks in line with airlines policy. After arriving to Phoenix and being informed that they would not be able to take their connecting flight to Las Vegas, the individual became irate and struck an American team member in the terminal, an airline spokesman told KAZ. So yeah, she looked a little Jaguar rightish. She definitely looks a little rugged. And she's
just gonna say, is that Jaguar right?
And she's putting in that work. So what's our thoughts on this? What's our thoughts on putting in that work? Schoolboy, I start with you.
Yes, sir. Imagine going on a flight, and not only did you not have enough money to get like a straight flight from one point to the next, but you get arrested trying to get onto your connecting flight. Like, damn, that has to be the worst vacation ever. Like, I don't even know where I am right now, but I do know I can't go back home because I'm going to jail in some random state. I'm not even supposed to be here right now.
Crazy. Mocha?
I mean, she just kept the mask on. I mean, this corona thing is really bringing people out of their character. The girl probably it's not even like that, and she just, they are. You can't get on the bus without a mask. You can't get in certain restaurants without a mask. The mask thing is when you have it on, you can't breathe too much. So she probably just got out of hand.
You saying she didn't have enough oxygen to her brain before that from the previous flight? The possibility. I can see that. Steph,
bothered.
Yo, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not even, no jokes. Like watching this video, okay, this whole thing, I'm sitting here looking for the female that they're talking about. Like,
You thought it was Lil Boosie?
even the picture up there, I'm like, okay, this must have been the nigga she was with. Where is the woman? I see no evidence.
Oh God!
It wasn't until Logic said that there she is right there and looking jaguarish that I realized, oh, that's the assailant. Okay.
The assailant.
We were looking for the wrong person. Oh man. You know what's crazy is how black people been cutting up in the airport lately.
Yeah.
Now, Logic done heard me say this, but it's one thing niggas know. Niggas know where to cut up at and where not to cut up at. And I'm gonna tell you right now, the airport is not the place to cut up at. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you, I don't know how many airports in the United States, right? But I can tell you, wasn't not one of them built for black people. So you and these white people shit. You and these white people establishments cutting up. Now, if black people, you grew up black, you know the one thing you do is don't act up in front of these white folks, right? And here they are breaking the golden rule. No, damn well you don't act up in these white folks' establishments, embarrassing people, because they always do this. We're the community. We don't get to be we don't have separatism in our community. When you act up at the airport, it will go viral every time. It's been 3 incidents. All 3 of them went viral, and we talked about all 3 of them online. And it reflects the entire black community. You don't have that leverage to you make us all look bad, dog. You got to tighten up, man. We got to tighten up. We can't be doing shit like this. This one was over a mask. Come on.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah,
that
people getting upset for people turning them around. Look, she just came from this flight right here, and she could have just lost the mask real quick. Why not just hand her another mask so she could get on her flight?
I agree that that a lot of times what one black person does reflects on the whole community, especially when they put our business on Front Street in the media. I don't think it's fair that we can't be ourselves around white people, or that anybody feels that, you know what I mean, that we can't quote unquote act up in front of white people. I wasn't necessarily raised like that, but I will be honest and say that I do feel something when I'm around like a group of white people, where it's like I know I'm representing my people. I do feel like that sense of responsibility that I don't think they necessarily feel when they're around us. You know what I mean? Steph, you got something to say?
Nah, but you have a co-host that comes on here, my man, J-Dub. Mm-hmm. He comes on here, and every time there's a video or something of black people, what does he say? Black people always doing something. Mm-hmm. And he's not the only one. That's it. That's what white people do. They look to validate their perceived prejudice.
Right.
And all you're doing is validating it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I would agree with that. Everybody got their cell phone. This Schoolboy, did you say anything on this? Talk about the mask.
No, I did. I mean, she I was definitely looking for Jaguar Right. I thought you were going to tell us this was an update,
right?
But that's not what it was. I'm just like, it's a damn shame, man. I really wish she would have made it all the way to where she was trying to go and just put the damn mask on. Obviously, it's bigger than the mask. Something else was going on.
They could have just handed her a mask.
They could have just handed her a mask, and that's another thing I see when I'm in white neighborhoods and certain stores. They're not kicking you out if you don't have a mask. They're giving you one. So, and that's something I don't understand why we're not afforded the same, opportunity, the same courtesy. I mean, if there's a difference between someone wearing a mask and not wearing a mask, if they want to actually patronize your business, give them the fucking mask. You know what I'm saying? So Ms. Ravioli says humans, airports, post office, treasuries, airplanes, etc. are federal grounds / spaces. So I agree with that. Also, that's another thing you said, that they're not built for black people, but they're built for all of us. They're,
No. They were built for the white man. Don't be confused.
I mean, I think they want all our money. So
no, they do. They don't mind you patron.
You know, Redemption Song says respectability politics. And Virginia Slim says, can someone explain why it's so hard to wear a damn mask? And Redemption says, over a damn mask.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Brooklyn, I asked earlier in the chat, what did I miss? And Brooklyn Hunter says, Mocha stood up and her shorts were riding up on her, and she thick. I don't think that's the part I missed.
And she thick.
I don't.
And
I don't think that's the part I missed. I think I missed what was being said when my screen went black. I don't know if that made everybody laugh, but like I said, I'll catch the rebroadcast. I don't know about you guys, but I go back and I watch the whole episodes every time.
Well, I might be able to recount it. So I think said, no, you don't want me to? Okay, I won't.
I'll watch the rebroadcast. We're gonna go on to when we speak about white and black people not wearing masks. Here's a situation with a white woman and her son who's autistic, and Southwest Airlines boots family after toddler with autism refuses to wear masks. And the article says a Texas mom says Southwest Airlines kicked her off a flight from Midland to Houston after her 3-year-old autistic son refused to wear a mask. He is 3 and has autism and sensory processing disorders. He wouldn't keep the mask on, is what they quote her saying to ABC affiliate KTRK. They also quote her saying they're trying to talk to him, tell him you have to wear it. It's not an option. And I'm trying to explain to them, he doesn't understand what you're saying. The mom said her son doesn't like things touching his face. He was screaming. He was throwing a fit. He was screaming, no, no, no. And after the child refused to mask up, the captain returned the plane to its gate and booted the woman, her son, and her 1-year-old daughter. She also told the news outlet she wears a mask everywhere I go, but said there should be exemptions. You got to have some kind of exemption, especially for people with disabilities, kids with disabilities, she told the outlet. She also goes on to say, no 3-year-old who is autistic has sensory and has sensory processing disorder is going to put anything on their face. Southwest began requiring face coverings for all passengers at all times in late July. The airline does not allow for health-related exemptions, but children under 2 may fly sans mask. An airline spokesman told Fox News the mask policies are communicated to flyers at multiple touch points throughout the journey. If a customer is unable to wear a face covering for any reason, Southwest regrets that they were unable to transport the individual. And I'm gonna leave it there. What's your thoughts on this? I have some. I'll save it for the end. What's your thoughts, Schoolboy?
Well, early on when I was trying to tell my kids, hey, you guys have to wear a mask, they're just like, they don't get it. You know what I mean? So I couldn't even imagine trying to, and my kids are pretty intelligent. And trying to get, not saying that their kid isn't intelligent, but their kid has some special needs. Trying to get him to, put a mask on, he already has special needs, it might not happen. So you just have to keep that doctor's note on you. But, these folks who are getting paychecks at these airports and stuff like, bro, you're in customer service. Solve the customer's problem. Don't start starting problems for these people. Why would they ever spend money with you again after you make their issue, a small issue, a national thing that they have to address now on TV? Like, get out of
here. Steph?
Well, just dealing with the individual situation, because it's never like if you, I would say, it's always the individual that handles it, right? It's never the entire company. You know what I'm saying? It's not the CEO making those day-to-day decisions. And that was a day-to-day decision. They decided, like, hey, the rule is no mask, no exceptions, right? And there was not an issue of not having a mask. It's just the refusal to wear it. And I understand. I actually empathize with them because, it's a 3-year-old with autism. You know what I'm saying? And it is unfortunate, but I guess they just chose to be by the books. And whether and she may have had medical documents, whether or not, that probably wouldn't have changed the outcome, because policy is policy. You see what I'm saying? Like, you got a mouth, you wear a face mask. But nonetheless, I don't think this had to be what it was. This didn't have to be what it was. Like, that was, like I said, and it's not a reflection of, what is it, American Airlines this was?
Southwest.
Southwest? Oh, man.
They trash a little bit sometimes.
Yeah, they do be. But they cheap. I'll probably use them again. Nonetheless.
See what they said before.
Yeah,
but
so
it's sad.
Yeah, I just don't think it's an indictment of the entire airline and whole. I just think it's this is he just made a decision what he thought was the right thing to do.
Okay. Mocha, what's your thoughts?
Management. Like Steph said, it's really about, people that's doing it on the day. It was a day-to-day customer service rep that made that decision without probably going to his manager and seeing how the manager is going to deal with it. This is a 3-year-old boy who has autism, and working with kids like that has sensory behaviors. Man, it's very challenging for them to put anything on their face. It's hardening to really hear about something like this. You had to put the parents through all of that. The mother could have brought a helmet. The alien helmets.
Yeah, something fun to wear.
Something fun. That's what I always could say, for the little kids that's having a struggle with. There's a lot of kids out there that's just ripping it off their face. They're not really caring about this right now.
Right.
So you have to make it fun for them. They don't know. So you have to do that job for them. Hey, let's both put on a mask today. Today is mask day. Just flipping it and making it better for those particular type of kids. Because you do have to talk to them very differently than you would talk to, a child that's not going through those disabilities.
Right. That was one of the things I was thinking about too. Like, definitely she should have made it fun. I didn't want to just jump right into like blaming the parent. I'm really torn when it comes to this. I feel like she has a valid point. I feel like the airline has a valid point, because I know if I was on that flight, it sounds cruel, but I don't give a fuck what your kid is dealing with. Everybody on this fucking plane need to have a mask on. If I'm gonna travel on a plane during COVID, I don't give a fuck what's going on. I don't give a fuck who you are. Put that mask on. You know what I mean? But at the same time, airline, airline, like the what's the word? The flight attendants, they have a tendency of being rude as shit.
Yeah.
They're fake nice. They're so fake nice that as soon as you engage with them in a real situation, they become rude as shit. And I get it when you're dealing with the public, time in and time out, that you can just kind of like group everybody together and be like, man, these people are rude as shit. And then you tend to be rude to everybody. But that's not the case. Some people have real things that they need your customer service with. So that's exactly what you're there to do. You're customer service in the sky, bitch. Your job is not to talk to my child. Your job is not to tell my child, listen, it's not an option, bitch. I don't even like when people try to. You ever had somebody as a parent, and we're all parents here, try to act like they could do a better job at convincing your child at doing something than you?
Facts, yeah.
Like, you ever had somebody like try to calm your child down or something, or try to get your child to do something while you're already proactively doing it? That shit is the most annoying shit in the world. Like, you think you could do a better job at parenting my child than me? If you don't move the fuck back right now. So I don't think they made it any easier for her. But at the same time, I don't think she made it easy on herself. I don't know why she was traveling. They didn't mention. It didn't sound like she was doing anything important, because I'm thinking she would have said it in the article or when they interview her, like, well, I was going to this funeral, I had to travel. You know what I mean? Because my other thing would be, why the fuck are you even on the plane anyway right now?
With the kids.
With the kids at that. Like, why are you traveling during COVID? And then why are you bringing your kids during COVID?
Listen.
Hold on. During COVID to this fucking, on this plane, which we're all sharing air. It's already known that before COVID, if someone coughs 3 hours behind you, you can actually get that sickness if they're like just have a cold or some shit. So why the fuck would you want to be on a plane with your child during COVID and then advocate for them not wearing a mask? Oh, he can't do it. He can't understand. Try to do something fun Try to find a superhero mask. Do something because you're exposing your child to COVID potentially anyway. But go ahead, Steph.
No, this is clearly a side baby that she was taking to go see his father. Right, know that. Come on, that's why she didn't say it. Other than be like, oh yeah, you taking him to go see his. No, this is a side baby.
That's probably what it is. She had some things that she wanted to get into, and she wanted to drop that baby off so she could get into it for the rest of the summer. You heard? Like, it's happening.
Maybe she had a Lauryn Hill concert to go to.
Yeah. She got some things that she wanted to attend. That's probably why she got that baby that like has autism on a plane where there's lights all the time, where there's things that's going to be touching his sensories all the time. Like, why would you do this to this boy?
See, and this is one thing we do with black people. Always when it's a black people situation, well, where's the father? What was the father doing? Where was the daddy at? Okay, where's this white daddy?
Right. Right.
Absentee white male fathers. Right.
They don't speak much about them.
Since J Dub not here, I guess I got to be J Dub. Man, y'all always trying to do that when it comes to white people. Y'all don't never do that when it comes to black people.
Yo, and you're right though, because she had 2 children with her.
You handling 2 kids by your own? I'm telling you, she was going to go see they daddy. These are side babies. Okay.
I can see that.
They just it is what it is. You know,
maybe she's just a nanny, bro.
Let me tell you, white side chicks are so much more quieter than black side chicks, man. It's just God, they be so quiet.
I don't know.
Not when they famous. Not when they famous. But
when they famous, they want to get hurt.
When you be like, when you make about 180K, you know what I'm saying? That realm where you can afford 2 side babies. Yeah.
Let me go to these comments, man. Let me go to these comments. So Virginia Slim said, did she have documentation saying he has autism? Nope. These people were just doing their job. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to side with the people doing their job on this one. You know, I don't think the kids should have been on the plane. So even though I'm torn, I'm leaning towards the airline. I'm gonna have to lean towards the airline. Hold on. Sola says law enforcement need to hire people who are qualified and trained in every aspect of human behavior and challenge citizens to be able to provide the proper help.
It's all about talking to people. You know, if you can talk to people in a certain way and get them to understand, you got to be relatable. You got to understand the environment or whatever for them to understand what's going on here. You know, for you to get better outcome.
Yeah, I agree. Redemption Song says, agreed, mask needed. I don't care. Could have been handled better. Yeah, exactly. Reverend Girl Research says it would be one thing if it was just inconvenience. This is possibly a matter of life and death for other things, though. Yeah, exactly. You're putting all of us at risk, and not just us. You're putting your child at risk. So it's hard to have, empathy when you look at it that way. You know that you are putting your child at risk because somebody on that plane could have the wrong type of mask. They could have they could be the type to put the mask on their chin after a while. You know what I mean? Anything could happen on this fucking plane.
The chin business is crazy. This is crazy, and this is crazy. People just been hanging their hair, hanging it out.
Stand that shit. I can't stand.
The mask been hanging out here or hanging out right here.
Mm-hmm. I can't stand that shit. Pressure says using of masks actually weaken the immune system. Facts. Well, this is the thing about that, Pressure. I understand that they say we're breathing back in your own air can weaken the immune system, but you don't have to wear a mask your whole life. You just have to wear a mask when you decide to be around other people, i.e. shopping. You got to go outside to go shopping. If you're going to get on a flight, put that fucking mask on. And then go home and sit in your front yard or open your window in your house and breathe in all the fresh air that you can handle. Breathe in all that fresh air and take your echinacea and things like that and strengthen your immune system. But you don't have to wear a mask for the rest of all of eternity. It's just when you have to be around people. So there's that. Redemption Song says, I'll take a weakened immune system, supposedly, over death. Facts. Miss Ravioli says, realistically, customer service agents at all levels are just people. Do not waste your time with those who are unworthy. They are just people, but they have a job to do, and their job is called customer service. Steph?
Yo, Miss Ravioli be dropping some trigger words. Unworthy?
yesterday she called us uneducated.
She be dropping some trigger words, dog. hey, but you know that I ain't gonna hold you. That kind of remind me of my mama. That's right. Hey, we appreciate you in the comments.
Yes, we do. We appreciate you in the comments. And Miss Ravioli, I know you said you had 150 videos that YouTube took from you. We feel sorry for you, and we will definitely help you make continue to do it.
So, my bad.
All right. So this last story that comes to us is not a happy one, but it does bring up an issue that we can talk about. Abuse against men, even. It says teen dies after being stabbed, doused with gasoline, and set on fire in the Bronx. And I'm going to let the video play itself, but I'm going to read the article if they don't echo what I've read in the article. But I will say this much: it is alleged that this situation could have happened because he actually broke up with his girlfriend. So I'm going to go ahead and play this video, this news clip, and we're going to explore this story. And rest in peace to this kid.
It's certainly unthinkable, Betty. His aunt telling me that the family wants to know why this 18-year-old was here at this building. He lived right around the corner from here, but came yesterday afternoon for some unknown reason. And that, sadly and tragically, is where he was brutally killed. However, the family has a hunch what all of this might be over. This is an image of the victim that they shared with us. Winston Ortiz was just 18 years old. His aunt saying that their heart is broken into pieces after this boy fought for his life in the hours after the horrific crime, but died at the hospital after neighbors smelled fire on the 5th floor of this apartment building here on Woodcrest Avenue. It was yesterday afternoon. That's when neighbors got buckets and desperately doused the flames on his body. And that's when police got here and discovered he'd also been stabbed before being set on fire. Police sources telling me this morning they are searching for the attacker still, who was last seen on video going into the building about 10 minutes before Ortiz arrived here. That possible suspect, described as being around 17 years old, wearing all black, a face mask, and carrying a book bag. However, the relationship between the victim and this person is unknown. Detectives did find out the two were arguing right before the brutal crime unfolded. Family members telling us, quote, that Winston was loved by all who came to know him. He was active in his church and a role model for all of his younger brothers and cousins. He was bound for greatness. They're asking for people to lift up the family in prayer during this difficult time. So more about that possible motive. The family says that Ortiz had just broken up with his girlfriend 2 days prior to the murder, and they are wondering if that somehow has something to do with this killing. However, police are not saying just yet if that is the case. They are looking into a motive. The investigation is ongoing, and no arrests have been made. Reporting live here in the Hybrid section of the Bronx, I'm Anthony DiLorenzo, Pix 11 News.
Just an awful story.
So there you have it. That's in Hybrid in the Bronx. The family has a hunch, and I kind of want to echo that hunch. I mean, it's really suspect that, just a couple days after he broke up with the girl, that he's being stabbed, and then burned, which seems like it's definitely a crime of some type of passion and or revenge. But Schoolboy, what's your thoughts on that situation?
Yeah, that does seem weird that he's getting that's a real, what's the word? Like you said, it's a crime of passion. To get stabbed up and burned, like that's really strange. Like, you know what I mean? Getting shot would be normal. Getting stabbed would even be normal, but getting stabbed and burned seems like a whole lot. I was thinking at first, before you brought up the girlfriend, that maybe it was like a little, some weed or something like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
But why are you laughing?
Because I thought you was gonna say something else, but you said that instead. Nah.
Yeah, I was gonna say something else, but yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. So it is what it is.
I'm
It is
scared.
what it is.
I'm scared to know what else could have been said. But Steph, what's your thoughts?
Nah, I just thought it was funny that the family released a statement saying he was loved by everybody that knew him. Clearly, he was not.
He was not.
He was not loved. And it's sad, but there's no but. Let me take that but off. It's sad. No parent should have to deal with this. And I really hope they find a person, although it doesn't seem very likely. It's just stuff like this never gets figured out, and especially when it's young black kids. They don't too tough care too much.
And then it's they think it's domestic. They really ain't gonna care too much.
Right. But that's all I had on that.
So the love by all came from a comment that his aunt put on the GoFundMe. So, I mean, I hear you. Clearly, somebody hated him, but I think take it with a grain of salt and just say that when they say all, they probably speaking in general to like most people who knew him, loved him, and unfortunately, witnessing deaths as a child or when I was young of other people that were young like me. A lot of times it's the person that is beloved by the majority of the community. And then, they get into some bullshit with a couple haters and that's all it takes. But Mocha, what's your thoughts on the situation?
Is the girl being held by the police or are they accusing her? Did they find her?
They said no arrests have been made so far.
No arrest is going to be made. No arrest is going to be made. This is sad. This is really sad as a mom. This is sad. As someone who's been in domestic violence. It's sad. So it's I don't know. I mean, clearly somebody didn't like him because they had to get that close to Fab, and they had to get that close to douse something on him, because they got to douse something on you in order for you to burn you, right? I don't know if that's.
But they did it after they stabbed him. But let me say this, and it just came to me. This is one of those things where I probably would have thought about it after and said I wish I said it. So let me just say it now while it's coming to me. They say he's loved by all, and then Steph made the comment, that could be taken and as a joke. I don't know, but that clearly he wasn't. But let's remember that there are crazy people who loving you makes them do crazy shit like hurting you, right? Not saying that is the true form of love, but like the twisted, psyche of a crazy person that's like, yo, if I can't have you, no one can have you. So
emotions.
It could be some type of obsession that led to this. You know what I mean? Some type of somebody thinking that they love this man so much that if I can't have him, no one can have him, and that's just fucked up.
How old was he?
18.
He was 18. He was 18.
18. Love is crazy at that time. So you right, Jah. That's true. He was loved probably just a little bit too much.
And you know what? We don't address passion enough, right? We always talk about passion in the good sense, but passion can be just as evil.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I want to say rest in peace to that man, Winston Ortiz. I'm sorry to take the day out on a sad note, almost, or a somber note, but we're gonna say we need more like him. He was active in his church. He broke up with his lady, which shows that he wasn't type to just stay on in a relationship if
it's not working. Yeah.
If it's not working.
Ooh, he was 18, so he was about to dump it because he was going to college.
You know what I mean? This could be this. This could be it. This could be it.
The plot thickens.
The plot thickens. It could be a lot of things, and definitely there was some passion involved with that. Let me see. There's a comment that came in. Brooklyn Honcho said, there are bringing this cartel style killings shit over here. Sounds like the Junior case from last year, especially over a girl. And you know what? That's a great point. That's a great point, because I was thinking that too. It did really sound like the Junior case, because they did stab up Junior over a female, over something that a girl said, and they are also of Hispanic and or Latino descent. You know what I mean? So that is something that seems to be more common. Even when I see people joke about the gangs in the Bronx. I know this is one kid that I follow on Instagram. He's always joking about getting jumped. I think his name is Randy. He's really funny, but when he references getting jumped by the Dominicans, they always pull out this is a machete sound you hear. So they always pull out this. They really are big on stabbing you up. And even when I was young, people used to talk a lot about getting stabbed up by Puerto Ricans, like that getting cut by Puerto Ricans being a common thing. So once again, rest in peace to my man. I believe his name was Winston Ortiz. I'm going to update the actual description of this show, and I'm gonna put a link to the GoFundMe in the actual description. Salute to you, young man. You know what I mean? Fly high. You know what I mean? Rest in freedom. And I want to thank my co-hosts for the day, Schoolboy, Steph got jokes, and of course, Queen Mocha.
That was very sad at the end. Thank you very much. In my feelings.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm inside.
Melodies from heaven. We got to take some church to get out of here. Rain down on me.
I'm gonna play a song. I'm gonna play a song by the homie Mr. Motherfucking Esquire called Cherry Raindrops, where in the video he artistically suffers the same fate. Not the burning part, but the stabbing from actually dealing with a Latina woman. So maybe it is something that's just more common than we know. Sometimes art imitates life. And so go ahead.
They be running to them.
No, I was about to say I used to be a bouncer. I used to be a bouncer at a Mexican club, and one of the things that I was like, the only way I'm gonna work here is if you let me do the door. Because I was like, I want to pat down everybody who walks up in here because I'm not trying to get stabbed because I'm telling somebody it's time to go.
Right.
But like everybody knew like that was the thing. Like we ain't gonna find no gun, but we definitely will probably find a knife.
Yeah. Well, it definitely seems to be a common occurrence. But once again, I want to thank everybody who is in the chat. Yo, we can't do it without you. We love you so much being in the chat. All the comments, good, bad, and indifferent. We appreciate them all. We're not embracing the hate, but we will say that we appreciate you taking the time to listen and give us your feedback. We want you to have a great weekend. I see you, Brooklyn Honcho, Virginia Slim. Peace, y'all. Peace, Slim. Miss Ravioli, I did get your text on Instagram, so I will be in touch with you. And everybody, Redemption. It's so many people to mention. Reva Girl. C. Dot, of course, Antoinette, our other co-hosts, Virginia Slim, Keenan, Pressure, Brooklyn Honcho, of course, holding it down. Brooklyn Honcho has been holding it down for the past couple of days. My man Mills Lane. If I don't say your name, please forgive me. Snuggles, everybody who was hanging out with us today. And if you didn't watch this live, you need to come and watch us live. So make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell. And we don't actually ask people to do that much, but we're just going to say that because we want you to be here for this. We want you to be here live and enjoy it live. The live is just a lot more thrilling than sometimes the rebroadcast. I mean, the rebroadcast is good too, but you want to be in the moment if you can and start your day with the morning rant. So this has been the morning rant. And once again, thank you to all my co-hosts. And I'm playing by my homie, Mr. Motherfucking Esquire, called Cherry Raindrops. This has been the morning rant. Salute.
I kissed her on the chubby cheek, we fell in love in 3 days. I bit her bottom lip and bled, I licked the blood off her face. Digital watch with no time on it. It's my time, a naked body had my mind on it. My naked mind fucked the soul that we ain't never touched. Her ass wasn't even fat, she had a flat butt, but she was cold as fuck. Curly Medusa, I'm sprung so I freeze it up. Reopen the wound, Alicia cut, but I don't give a fuck. Formless, immortal flashbacks in the puddle like a portal. Girl saying I'm dark skin, so I wasn't cute. Ignorance is gravity. Shangri-La was found, but God gaffled me and strapped me to the ground. I'm on my damn knees, just surfed in inertia. I'm drunk now, I'm rambling, but if you sat and picked that shit apart, it all would make sense. Tomcat and Jerry Mouse, I chased you around the house, you ran in your hole, I followed right behind you and I dug you out. These bitches don't deserve me, these niggas don't deserve you. Ain't in the esoteric shit, but you could be my Oshun. Hot air balloon, you think I gassed you, that's natural. Your smile is still on my face, your aura's floating around my room. Ain't really feeling weird. I never meant to hurt you. Now I'm alone and I'm scared. Out in every range rocks, and I'm crying in the end. I'm something to do, and I'm alone and I'm scared. I don't really wanna argue. I don't have too many fears. No, I never meant to hurt you. I'ma learn in the end. Learn in the end. Close your eyes, spread your thighs, I'ma make you bust it wide. Close your eyes, spread your thighs, I'ma make you bust it wide. Close your eyes, bust it wide, I'ma make you bust it wide. Close your eyes, spread your thighs, I'ma make you bust it wide. How about you leave that nigga? Fuck that nigga. Same shit, you don't love that nigga. Chase around, you pretending. Brand new beginnings. Now it's the ending. And we've been round and round. Back and forth, gone up and down. Same shit another day. Same shame, a different play. Yeah, it's raining anyway. I met her on a Wednesday. I fucked her on a Friday. We fell in love on a Saturday. We fell in love in the back alley. A daddy's girl, but her back tatted. I kissed her on the spine and I kissed her thighs. I almost licked her ass, but she started to cry. It's different shit, manipulated. Looked her in the eyes and I feel sedated. Never been around all this bullshit. You texting at your phone every time I hit. You're crying, but you love it though. You're dying, but I love it though. Goddamn, you almost drank my soul. Goddamn, I almost lost control.
Perfect couple. Bad timing.
Fire, nigga. I'm on fire right now, fuck, nigga. I had the niggas come back, nigga. Niggas thought it was over with for me, nigga. Y'all tried to count me out, nigga. I ain't forgot about that shit. Y'all niggas think I forgot, nigga. I ain't forgot about none of that shit. So I'm back with a chip on my fucking shoulder, nigga.
Wrote this with my eyes closed, or rose in Moscato. Intuition, inner visions, flow from out the cosmos. Niggas ask me how I made it, I be damned if I know. I just went with my soul, and the rest can follow. She's a good girl, fuck that bitch, I'd rather deal with dollars. Say no to CashApp, I ain't tricking, bitch, you must be psycho. But I'm prone to lie though. just don't tell all my bros. Ice roll gelato in the Bronto, so I got the sky clothes. Damn, it's raining, grab my cane and pass my Prada poncho. The boots was leather with the tattoos, those the Randy Macho. Goggles, Ferragamo, condos big as Costco. I popped the rhino, then she swallowed like it's Mr. Sacco. Mirror, mirror, who's the illest? Please don't tell me I know. Mirror, mirror, who's the realest? Wait, don't tell me I know. Mirror, mirror, who's the rarest? Please don't tell me I know. Modern life like Rocco, but I still pray to Shango. Mirror, mirror, who's the illest? Please don't tell me I know. Mirror, mirror, who's the realest? Wait, don't tell me I know. Mirror, mirror, who's the rarest? Please don't tell me I know. I devour my goals, and that's word to Gaucho. Rebel, outlaw, reckless, vato, ghetto, desperado. Aim the Draco, eating tacos, take your breath like tacos. Adjacent to Van Gogh, I'm chasing my shadow. The pain is the shackle, embrace it for battle. In the gym for 7 weeks, I feel like Boris Kojo. I mean Cujo with a new hoe, sober watching Kuso. With my old hoe, I forgot I fuck my hoes in duos. Football throws in 2 holes, loopholes out with pool. That piece of coupon for designer, Gucci coat was 2-tone. School old Parasuco, shoot like Tony Kukoc. Bitch, I'm a Samson, no Delilah, put that on my tombstone. Mirror, mirror, who's the illest? Please don't tell me I know. Mirror, mirror, who's the realest? Wait, don't tell me I know. Mirror, mirror, who's the rarest? Please don't tell me I know. I devour my goals, and that's word to Gauchos.
You're not a dish. You're a man. Most name brand bars and
This bitch. Bitch gon' block me on Instagram. Hey yo, gals. Hey fucking bitch gon' block me on Instagram. Talk about your real shit. I don't even know what the bitch was talking about. Bitch just blocked me. I'll take that one, gals. I'll take that one. Yeah. But y'all, man, ain't none of y'all niggas fucking with me, man. Y'all know it. Everybody know it. And if you don't know it, real recognize real. So if you can't see I'm that nigga, what are you? On the palm digging in the dollar bag of Doritos. Had a dinner over your head, every dinosaur. Sorry I ain't called once I crawl in your jaw, but you still on my IG, your ass fat as fuck. Mental, clapping at the group of cops, fuck laws, fucking fuck y'all, spit it y'all pew. Mutated Zulu warrior on the juice. Cool of his moves, doing in the coupe. Be more accent, I do what I do. You was sipping on the stew, I was ripping at the roof. 4 years later, looking to go. You don't hit my line, I'm not fucking with you. Who? I'm back, new and improved. And you come and get the crew, bang, zoom to the moon. Poof, my new Timberland, sharp truth. I don't really know the color, but I think that shit blue. Couple YouTubes, think I'm blue. Got dropped from my deal, but at least that's over. Niggas said it's over for me, that shit was funny to me. Yeah, y'all heard me go first, y'all gotta fuck with me. That's just Sicilian, shot my nigga Hilly. Told me get revenge like Marcus Aurelius. Jolly G Willikers, I'm black and militant. If it's not nigga shit, I do not feel a shit. Y'all say I'm ignorant, I know I'm brilliant. Smarter than y'all, probably just hit the shit. Smarter than Nicholas Tesla, Albert Einstein, Dr. Robotnik, man. All of them niggas shit. I'm just the shittiest, I'm just the illest. Can try if you might, but you'll never get rid of me. Never, never, ever, ever, forever. I be clever, ever see letting my essence. Blessed melanin, this is the pepper. See, edges, sketches, second genesis. Tyler quality. Finally set the etches, getting off my erection with syphilis. Been the frustration, I've been through my pistol, my instrument of destruction. The Asian and chaos, I love it, I'm bugging. It's nothing to fuck with. It's either a diss or your face, cause it's nothing. Got a bunch of people on my fuck list. Fuck me, fuck me, just fuck fast, just fuck me. Fuck, girl, already fuck the bitch. I'm supposed to say the script, get out on till I'm fuck. Silence. Fuck everybody, y'all don't need nobody. I'ma do it my way, my nigga, y'all just, we got it. When I started rubbing, shit was only just a hobby. Niggas trying to set a corner and they never thought they have it on. Now when niggas trying to show the hoes on my phone, bitches fat as I be winning. I'ma finish right now. Gold, my piranha, all fangs like Barack off the top row. Chopping nigga brain like Tatanka. I'm a zeitgeist, a centerfold, Brazilian synthesizer. 11 chain, rocket flame, lion out the Congo. Anaconda swinging on my thighs, rubber live boys alive. While you missed it with the mind of a cyclone. An autistic bit of Frankenstein that combines all the childish shit delicious and the witches pot of styrofoam. Switch it with a little gin and bitters, innocent, the funny critics. Know that I'm a nigga, but they won't admit it. I'ma kill him in a million ways. It's getting kidding, but it's only one way to die. And I'ma live forever. I will not crumble. I will not crumble. I will not crumble. I will not. I'm gonna rumble. I'm gonna rumble. I'm gonna rumble. I will fly. I will not crumble. I will not crumble. I will not crumble. I will not. I'm gonna rumble. I'm gonna rumble. I'm gonna rumble. I will fly.
Preacher, but the old boy behind it. It has to be so strong that when people hear it, they can't stray from it. You understand me? Yeah. Because only the truth can't die. You can tell 50 fucking lies different ways. But I guarantee you one thing, the truth, only one way you can tell it. You understand that?
I totally understand you, Dad.
Alright. So, that's all that wrong. I'm glad to see you.
I'm glad to see you too, Pop.
Sorry your city's so freaking cold.
I just love hitting the open road.
This bitch gonna delete me off her Facebook. Talking about every time she look at my picture, it remind her how we was cheating. Well, she was cheating with her man with me. So I ain't got no time for that stupid shit. Fucking bitch. Passion. I ain't gonna rap yet. Hold that. Hold that one. Shit. Yeah. I ain't gonna rap yet. I ain't gonna rap yet. Alpha 5, yeah. Alpha 5. This nigga usually staring at me and shit. Yeah. First I fill the swimming pool and I dive in it. A pussy so good I nearly died. But the mother niggas I ride. for my niggas. Watch the shit you say, you could die over lyrics. Heard your little shot at me, but nah, I ain't care, bitch. Might throw my 607s on with the clear tint. Slim Latin bitch, and she pulling out her hairpins. Got a fat ass, but she kinda got some square hips. Tried to fuck her home, girl, she said that she don't share dick. Fucked her anyway, real bitches gon' share dick. Life is a buffet, I'm just tryna get my share of it. At night before I pray, I put my pistol where my pillow is. Ooh, I got bass, I got bass, I got bass. If you ain't talking no money, get the fuck from out my face. I was busted just 2 years ago, and now I'm getting cake. Been homeless just 2 years ago, and now I got a deal. I suck at monogamy, it's something that's inside of me. This pussy be dividing me. I need a little out of me. I knocked the bottom out of it. Made a bunch of dollars, lot of progress from a project. You no telling where I'd probably be. Blood on Rikers Island B. That passed the block with bookie suit. Woo, kinda G. Motherfucker alphabet. Motherfucker consonant. Fuck Wall Street and every cracker that's attached to it. Motherfucker beating every flat foot, walking like I talk it, bitch. Talking shit, I chalk you, bitch. On my walkie-talkie, Frankenstein mixed with frankincense and myrrh. I be slurring my words all down. Damn, I'm on some other shit. Damn, I'm underrated. Shh, don't tell nobody, that's gonna sound like some hating shit. Jason Collins flagrant shit. Am I allowed to say that yet? My favorite salad Caesar with a little bit of bacon, bitch. Don't tell my OGs, but I be eating bacon, bitch. Assalamu alaikum, y'all be faking with that praying shit. Can't wear a kufi when you pray in Jesus. Why you? Let me stop.
Schools train people to be ignorant with style. They give you the equipment that you need to be a functional ignoramus. American schools do not equip you to deal with things like logic. They don't give you the criteria by which to judge between good and bad in any medium or format. And they prepare you to be a usable victim for a military-industrial complex that needs manpower. As long as you're just smart enough to do a job and just dumb enough to swallow what they feed you, you're going to be all right. But if you go beyond that, you're going to have these grave doubts that give you stomach problems, headaches, make you want to go out and do something else. So I believe that schools mechanically and very specifically try and breed out any hint of creative thought in the kids that are coming up.